I'm just a kid from Chicago. Yes, sir. We're black. Yeah. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Self love. Vision. What part of Southside? What part of Chicago? Southside? Southside? What part of Southside? Hyde Park? South Shore? Chatham? We're going to talk about it. Nomad? We're going to talk about it. And the T is hot today. That's the T for TATN. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Chi-Town's very own, the Self Luv Show, where our motto is on earth as it is in heaven, and as above, so below. And we can be found exclusively right here on YouTube. This ain't that network. Or TATN. Show them teethers, people. Show those teethers. Hey, it's your co-host, DJThree Millz, also known as Self Love, one of the Self Loves. What down, Chi-Town? What down? Today is Wednesday, Hump Day, February 24th, 2021. And you can be any place in the universe, and thankfully, we all chose to be here together. Here together. What down, Tory Wordsmith? What you manifesting today, sir?
Love, self. Manifesting love. What you manifesting?
You know me. Love, G, pure, unfiltered, magnanimous. Love. How's life on the south side today, brother?
Well, it's a little bit better than yesterday. You know, the male problems I've been having.
What do you mean male problems? You ain't talking about you having trouble urinating or?
No. Mail. U.S. mail.
Oh, all right.
Delivery.
All right. I thought you were saying something here on live.
Oh, no.
We didn't discuss any mail problems in the pregame meeting.
No way.
Yeah. So what are you saying, bro, about it? Yeah, no, man. You probably got the worst mail. I mean, the Pony Express was probably worse.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But the aldermen, all of them, got together and tried to put together a letter and to have the Postmaster General in Chicago, answer some questions. Yeah, what? Answer some questions.
Didn't I suggest this? Hold it. Did I not suggest you doing that? You going down to your alderman and demanding this? I didn't do it on the show.
Yeah, you did, but they had already done it. They sent a letter asking some questions, and it got ignored. So now they sent another letter for resignation. That's what happened today.
Well, good.
Very
good.
soon.
And I want the Self Love Nation to know that when this guy was whining about his mail, I told him, you need to go down there to your alderman.
I wasn't whining about the mail.
Well, let me get this point out because it's a greater point here. The greater point is do something about it. That's the greater point. If something's going on, if there's a problem, do something about it. Use your resources, right? So at some point, Self Love, somebody went to the alderman and stirred the pot. And the alderman talked to the Postmaster General, right? Sitting on our hands and complaining about the mail is not Silverback-like, and it's not going to get the mail delivered any faster. So thank God, as you said, somebody had already done it. So go ahead with your story, bro. Go ahead. Now, what's going on now?
The resignation. They asked for the resignation. That's what came today.
Good. You know what I mean? They're doing business in your local community. Nobody has to tolerate that. and we'll find another way to get the mail. You know what I mean? I guess we have to find another way. Look at this Smoke G stand down. It's been all over the city. You know. You know, that's DJ Prado. Hey, E Prado, I hope you can hang around, man, because after the first half of the show, you know, we're going to get the panel open if you guys are around, you know, to panel up. It's not necessary, but, yeah, if you guys are around, you know, we'll get that panel open. Well, good, Self. I'm glad to hear that some action is being taken in your area about the damn mail. I'm serious. I'm glad that. And who's your alderman? Well, big ups to your alderman.
All of them for doing something.
Yes. Yes, man, change is definitely gonna come. Hey, man. So nobody's here to talk about the mail. Today we're talking about the house music, Chicago house music. What is it? Where did it start? Where did house music start? What is the culture? We're gonna have an individual today who's a DJ that has many lessons, almost 4 decades, just under 4 decades of life experience in this industry, rubbed elbows and worked with, you know, everyone. So that's what we got going on. So if you stick around, you should be educated, also entertained, and have a lot of exchange of history. So if there's anybody out there in the chat, any other DJs besides the Prado, any other house heads, because we know some people don't like being called house heads, I suppose, but you know, we want to hear from you. You know, we want to hear from you and maybe put in some locations like where you partied at. So that's what we're looking for. Also, if you're in the chat, if you got any questions, we want you to put those in the box as well, and like, share, subscribe. You know, please like, share, subscribe. All right. So we got some, as Self Love puts it, some laundry to take care of. So, yeah, you want to handle your business?
Yes, sir. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. We're building this organically, and we need your help. Self Love Nation on.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1,
this is it.
Repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, Shine a light on positive influences. 5. Heal our community one person at a time. 6. Provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7. Recycle the black dollar. 8. To provide mentors for the mentorless. 9. To close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Everybody, let's get the gap closed between us and our pink kinsmen. And that gap is the financial gap. That's the gap that we're looking at. That young financial gap. Man.
Absolutely.
Man. Great show. Wednesday, bro. Trife Life, Trife Mac.
Oh man, that was outstanding. As I knew it was going to be, but man, it you know, every show has exceeded my my thoughts of where it would be, even though I had grand ideas about them.
Facts. And it's getting some good views. So you guys check out last Wednesday's show. It's at TATN. This Ain't That Network. Also yesterday, Self Luv and I, we started our, it's about the dead rapper, dead hip hop series. We call it 187 bars. Yeah. And we kicked it off with DJ Scott LaRock. He's dead. Rest in peace.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Man.
Big
that
loss.
Brother was a mogul in the making.
Facts. He was ahead of his time. He was talking about publishing and things that, and ownership all the way, owning the label.
Facts. Definitely ownership. What do you say before? Over slave ship?
Yes. Definitely. Ownership over slave ship.
And then, so just to give you guys kind of a taste of what we're on today, we're gonna get it in. Y'all see that? Remember them pluggers, boy? Remember those big bills used to be up on the pole self behind me?
Oh yeah.
I used to collect them. That's what we got going on, people. That's what we got going on. We got an ode to Chi-Town house music. Hey, brother, did you hear about this brother? He got slammed by 12. You know, we're big on stamping out tyranny, but this is local by you in Chi-Town.
I don't know. I didn't hear about that at all.
All right. Well, we pulled a video up, and y'all check this out real quick. Enjoy. We'll get it cracked.
That West Side man says he spent 4 days in jail and was charged with aggravated battery to an officer. But he says video of the incident shows police were the aggressors. Police body cams captured video, but not audio of the encounter. The image is now at the heart of a federal civil rights lawsuit.
Man, it left me feeling traumatized.
Just walking down the street, man.
You get nervous, you get even more nervous once you see the police.
Leroy Kennedy says he was walking to a store last August in Humboldt Park when 2 Chicago police officers ran up to him, slammed him against a brick wall, and smashed his head onto the sidewalk more than once.
I told him, sir, I'm not resisting. I just want to get my glasses. He slammed me again, thinking I'm resisting.
The officers are soon surrounded by angry witnesses at the scene. The video appears to show Kennedy wobbling.
But you see how they can surround the black officers, but I never see them doing this with the white ones.
As well as cuts to his face and hand and wrist injuries. In this police report, officers say they confronted Kennedy.
I think we're scared of white
because he had
people.
a shocked look on his face when he saw police. And officers say they thought Kennedy was attempting to conceal a firearm.
Yeah.
But no weapon or drugs were found. And later, after supervisors arrived, the officers appeared to have little to say.
What's he arrested for? They instantly started fighting us. But you don't know what you're arrested for?
The police couldn't even pretend he did anything. So you have a police report which gives no description of a crime and no reason for approaching him other than his bulging eyes.
All charges against Kennedy were later dropped. The city's law department did not return our request for comment. And a CPD spokesperson said the department does not comment on pending litigation.
Of course, you don't comment on nothing.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.
Man,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was basically a stop and frisk. That's basically what was going on.
Yeah.
And this guy was shook. You know, he lives in a community, but he didn't look like he was about that life. And he was shook. And so, you know, and so the police, oh, well, he was acting nervous. Well, you get two people in uniforms with badges jumping out on you aggressively and slamming you around. Who knows? Some people might get nervous.
A lot of people get nervous when they see the police, period, because of their track record, their history of what they've done to unarmed black men.
They had no reason. When you see when the supervisor pulled up, they had no reason for they might have thought he was someone else. And you know, a lot of times Self 12 be running those blocks too.
Yeah.
I had a Uber passenger tell me that. Actually, he wasn't a passenger. Remember I told you I was driving. I saw this dude get stopped and frisked in Hollywood, in West Hollywood, a brother with dreads. And he come to find out, you know, that the sheriff that's their ground. That's their territory. So if they see you walking down the street and you might be a drug dealer, you know, they don't know. You know what I mean? And college kids might look like a drug dealer. You know, they kind of look the same. Yeah. And so he got stopped and frisked, Self, right in front of me. And they threw out all this stuff on the ground. He had nothing. And he said that's what they told him. If you're selling drugs over here, this is our territory. So I'm not saying that that's what 12 was doing in that particular case, but a lot of times that's what they're doing when they're policing the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's you know,
a whole other spin that I haven't, you know.
Yeah. It's in the Shy.
You know the Shy, city that works.
Yeah. Man, and so man, there's one more we pulled before we get into it, man. If you can run it, this happened today in Detroit. And there was another shootout in Miami on the street yesterday. I was gonna comment on, but then you get this. And big ups to Tiger Woods.
But we begin with breaking news this afternoon. Police investigating yet another possible freeway shooting. Westbound I-96 closed at Southfield Freeway on the west side. This is the second potential freeway shooting in that area in less than 24 hours. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Alan Campbell, and this is all happening very close to the area of last night's deadly shooting. This shooting investigation centering around the ramp from the southbound Southfield Freeway to I-96. Last night's shooting that left 3 people dead just a couple of miles away on I-96 near Schaefer.
Wow.
Yeah, we looked into just how many freeway shootings have happened this year so far. State police telling us there have been 7 of them, 2 of them deadly. There were so many last year. They're still working on that final tally.
These past 2 shootings happening in a very busy stretch.
They're trying
the
to
latest
put
numbers from MDOT show
cameras on
nearly
the freeway.
150,000 vehicles per day pass through the area.
Watch the story.
7 Action News reporter Simon Shakehead is live on the scene where this is all unfolding right now. So Simon, first tell us what is happening out there now and what are police doing about this alarming trend?
Alan, Glenda, a very active police scene happening out here right now. We believe the 2 vehicles involved are that silver-colored Ford Taurus right over there behind me, and I'm going to step out of the way so we can show you the dark-colored Dodge Durango that appears to have bullet holes in the windows. You can see several state troopers there conducting their investigation. State police are blocking traffic off here at Southfield Freeway in 96. There are more than half a dozen bullet casings identified with yellow markers there along the highway that we can see from where we're standing. So far, they're not reporting injuries or who, if anyone, could be in custody. And as you said, this comes less than 24 hours after 3 people were killed following a separate freeway shooting, also on I-96, leaving 1 activist demanding accountability. It's a frightening trend from late 2020 into the new year. Dozens of Detroit highway shootings spiraling out of control and now culminating in deadly gunfire.
Our freeways are getting way too volatile. Simon, you can actually feel the tension.
As state police add up statistics year to year, activist and pastor Maurice Hardwick says the city is overdue for an intervention.
I want to first give my condolences to all the parties and people that's involved.
Pastor Mo rallying religious leaders of all faiths
Like
to
a
come
bowling
together
pin.
and say it's time to stop gun violence on the freeways. He suspects the trend is a response to the rise in green light surveillance cameras monitored by Detroit police and placed at countless gas stations throughout the city as a crime deterrent.
Down under is where the new kill spot is at.
State police are now going through evidence from the scene last night and notifying victims' loved ones. At this point, no names have been released. While the motive is unknown, Pastor Mo says there's also a disturbing absence of outcry following the 3 deaths at I-96 and Schaefer last night.
It seems like it's only an outrage when the police is involved in the shooting.
Non-secular.
If Black Lives Matter, then it
He's
should matter
major.
with this right here.
Of 3 victims in this last shootout, 2 are from Detroit and 1 is from Highland Park. A male driver and his female passenger are both dead from gunshot wounds. A man from the other vehicle also died after running off, jumping over the median, and being struck by an uninvolved driver.
Wow.
Police telling us the heartbreak is made worse by the fact this was all preventable.
There's 4 families out there that are now permanently affected forever.
You can stop it.
Now we've learned the 3 victims in...
Man, yeah, so 3 dead, and it looks like the shooter died when he was running away, or at least the driver of the other one of them, running away and got hit by... I hear that on the freeway. What are they doing? Are they misjudging how fast these other cars are coming? Because people get hit on the freeway stuff. They can't figure that out.
They can't figure out that those cars are going that fast. Real talk. Like they think it's like driving when running across the street. You know what I mean? Them cars are coming way faster than they think. And it's been a lot of freeway or expressway shootings here.
Yeah.
They've been going on here like it's a thing now.
Well, I just remember everybody was talking about the purge. And then, I just felt like the purge is taking place and nobody wants to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, these people are getting purged right on the freeway.
Real talk. And a lot of times the killer dies too.
Gets purged.
Why do you think he was going to be able to get
in
up?
that case, I don't. Right? Was that his plan? Why didn't he stay in the car? That's what it's.
It's very bizarre.
Very bizarre story, man. I couldn't write that, like as a writer, man. But I want to real quick send a big ups to the chat here. We've got some chat activity. Israel said it's Ivory, and that's Shanuka. Smoke G says stand down. We saw that. Big ups to Chi-Town Househead. Real big ups to you. And Hot Sound, we got you, DJ3. We got you. So we got y'all. So yeah, and so it's normally about that time, man, where I don't think these like, share, subscribe. First of all, please like, share, subscribe.
Please.
Let's fill it up. Anybody who likes house music, I mean, come on, send them the link. Anyone who may know me or DJ3, send them the link. Let them make the decision if they want to what.
Come on here right now out there.
Yeah. And you guys, this link is live. So we are literally live right now. So even once the show is over, the same link, you can always pick it up and watch it later. Anyone you send this link to can watch it at their leisure. Also, YouTube has a feature where you can speed it up and watch it in 1.5 time, 1.25 time, double time, and get that information at the speed. You can slow it down too and get that information at the speed that you might appreciate that information. So let's see. Househead says he stole a bunch too as a kid. Had a bunch of flyers. Yeah, man. Mine got stolen. We had them stored on the low end. We had a crib on Prairie. We're going to remodel in the city of Chicago, put the old kibosh on it. And somebody went in and stole everything. And then 2 people got shot this morning on I-55 in Cicero. And let's see. Why Michigan State Police use that ugly, I got a ticket by those guys, man. They don't play, man. I mean, you ain't speeding through there. That's one thing. Nah. Or Indiana. Wait till you get back to Illinois. Hey, so Self, yeah, enough with us. You know what I'm saying? They're not here for us. So enough with the appetizers, brother.
Man, quench the self-love nation's thirst, my brother.
Well, all right. Well, you know, we got DJ3. So dude, no, we have a promo video. So if we can go ahead and get that started, and then we can get this house party, so to speak. We can get this house party started. Let me drop the link in here. Yeah. Hold on, bro. I'm gonna drop you the link in. Yeah, click the link that I text you, or ask him if he needs me to email it. Let's figure it out. Bro, are you using your phone? Let me see. DJ. Cut the crap. You want me Text
Link
or email link. DJ3. Yeah, you got to go through Zoom, DJ3. You've been on the show before.
Yeah.
Dance. You said text it. Tell them it's on the
text thread that we was on.
Yeah, bro. It's hold on. It's on the text thread. I'll drop it again, and maybe Tori can drop it. It's on the one with me, you, and Tori.
I'll take care of it.
Let's see. I guess I didn't. Oh, I see. It's buried in that other text. I got you, DJ3. Yeah, it's buried in that info text. Hold on, bro.
Okay, it's buried in there.
Yeah, so that link I texted you today, when I told you the wheels were up, all you gotta do is forward that, click and forward that to him. I'm gonna end up dropping it in there too. Let's get some background music going. Deputy Allah. Because I don't think they want to hear me singing. No.
Pretty sure they don't. Not that anyway.
So did you execute?
I'm executing as we're speaking. Execute it.
All right, DJ3. So he just texted you the link, and then I'm dropping it in the chat for later on at the end. If any other DJs or house people got something they think they want to say.
They don't like the music being up like that.
Alright, let's get my feet on solid ground. Alright, let's DJ3, the link is in. Oh, there he is. Self, do you see him? Man, do your thing. You gotta welcome him. DJ3, what up, bro?
All right, now it's connecting the audio, so we'll have him here shortly.
I can't turn it on. Hey, 1 second, bro. 1 second. You still on mute. I got you.
I hear him.
There it is.
Yeah. Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome, DJ3, Big Warren. What's the
going
business?
on, brother?
What up with it,
Self
bro?
Luv Show, man. We so happy that you're here to help expand.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on the show. I've been looking forward to it.
Hey, we appreciate you doing this, big bro. We appreciate you doing this. And before we get started, I want to just say this is DJ3, and if you need some fire heat, for your event, you can reach him on Facebook at Warren DJ3. So it's Warren WARREN DJThree. And then he can be reached on IG at Millz Warren _DJ3. It's MILLZ Warren _DJThree. And then he's Hot Sounds WM at gmail.com. What up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Hey,
Good to have you on the show.
Hey, not much, man. Hey, sounds like you driving through a war or something.
Driving through the shot. You know how that be, right? Exactly.
Hey, well, unless you got something before we get started, bro, you know, we can just dive right into it.
Yeah, no, we can go and dive right into it.
All right. What, in your definition, what is house? House.
You know what? In my definition, house is basically mostly come from disco. It's got a disco sound to it. You know, so house has kind of like a certain sound that it brings.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, house music is, you know, a different type of flow of music. You know, like I say, you had your old disco cuts, you had your old house cuts, you know, stuff like that. You know, house music, you know, it was a type of music that, you know, brought everybody together. You know, it didn't matter what your background was, what your sexuality was, if you was into men, women, whatever. You know, the whole thing was, you know, bringing everybody together. So, you know, mostly I would be like house is more like unity, you know. And that's what I would go with, unity with a certain sound. You know, it's a certain sound that everybody can dance to, that everybody can move to. You know, a certain environment.
Okay, so you kind of wrapped up that second question because I was going to go into what is house music, but you kind of intertwined it, which is cool. Where did...
Well, you know what? You can go into what house music is. Because,
yeah, go ahead and
that
break that down.
That is kind of a different answer. You know, now the whole thing is house music really isn't a genre. House music always was a bunch of different genres of music. They made it into a genre now. But, you know, like I say, back in the day, you hear, you know, like I say, you hear disco, you hear Bob Marley. You know, you might hear, you know, the Police, Voices in Your Head, you know, stuff like that. But these were different genres of music that, you know, that made house music. And then they kind of built a genre that is house music. But it was a point where house music was discovered. It wasn't made. You know what I'm saying? When these artists made these songs, they weren't targeting house music communities. They were just good beating songs that everybody liked. You know, that everybody could relate to, that could dance to. So you had your different type of, you know, your different type of sounds and, like say, different genres of music. You know, like say you have the Rolling Stones Missing You, you know, stuff like that. You know, like I say, you had your Bob Marley selection. Then you had your disco selections. Then you had your overseas selections like Los Niños, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's usually...
Go ahead, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
So that's really what I would say as far as house music is. You know, I think that's kind of how it lost its way, that they made it into a genre. And like I say, house music was never a genre. It was a combination of genres of music. If you go back and really listen to it, and so you had white artists, black artists, Hispanic artists. You know, it was a different type of thing back then. And so, like I say, house music was basically, you know, discovered. It wasn't made. You know, it was certain songs that was on albums that you didn't hear on the radio, but was played a lot inside the clubs.
Yeah, and I can say personally attest that this brother has a great range of music, and that's how my ear got range. Because I remember I was little and you would be spinning, bro, like working on your craft, and you had all types of records, and you'll be pulling out stuff. I'm like, man, who is that? And then, you know, y'all will be finding the break beats and all of that. And then when you say like it was discovered, I hear mathematicians say that too. You know, when they find a formula, you know, they say, well, you know, did I discover it, or, you know, or did I create it, or did I discover it? And that's the
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the big question about art, period.
Right. Exactly. So, you know, and that's how it moved on. You know, even like a lot of people you know, they don't give him his just due. Herb Kent with the Punk Out Show. You know, he
Okay,
brought a
talk
lot
about
of
it.
music to light. He brought Moody, you know, feeling moody, yeah. You know, Martin Circuit, hey. Sing, boom, 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 boom. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
all those. Herb Kent
Yeah.
played all that on the Punk Out Show. That was before even the Hot Mix 5.
Right.
You You
Man,
know,
big ups.
and so that's when Farley and them, was just getting started. But Herb Kent kicked it off in like '82 as far as with his Punk Out show, and then back then, different DJs, started playing different type of songs. Living in Hyde Park, you had like Andre Hatchett, Keith Fobbs, you had Farley, and this was before they became who they was. Even like Farley. Now I could say Farley was probably one of the best at promoting himself. But he used to be up there on 87th every day. We get out of school, everybody go on 87th Street, and he out there with a big boom box playing his mixes. And that's how he put himself on. But it was being a marketing genius. Even seeing Farley, I would think that's probably got me more into mixing than anybody else.
Farley, okay, well,
because the way that he did it, and
all right, well,
even before
you're getting ahead of us. We're gonna get there, bro. We're gonna get there. I want to start with the foundation. Where did house music start?
Okay, now, as far as in Chicago, I would say at the Warehouse, Frankie Knuckles. That's basically where it all started.
So if I ask you, did it start in Chicago or New York? You would say what?
I would say New York, because Larry Levin.
Okay.
Larry Levin was the master.
Okay.
He was the type of DJ. Now he had his things with his drug problems, whatever. But the thing was, he come to the party and spin whenever he felt like showing up. The party started like 11. He wouldn't show up sometimes till 7 in the morning and rock it to noon. But everybody who was there stayed till Larry Levin got there. And that's just how good of an artist he was with the record. So I will say he started it. Frankie Knuckles spun with him, then Frankie Knuckles came to Chicago. Now, I would say it blew up in Chicago.
Okay.
It blew up. I can't say it didn't blow up in Chicago. Frankie Knuckles probably made it more than it is than, New York did.
So would this be fair? Would this be fair to say that Levin would be like Elijah Muhammad and Frankie Knuckles was like Malcolm X?
Yep, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And
okay.
Like even when Frankie Knuckles first came, they'll tell you, when he first got out there and he did his first set, people walked off the dance floor.
Wow.
Because they didn't know what he was playing. But he kept playing that
Stayed at it. See that, so? I told Tree that today.
Because he knew what the fuck he was playing.
Yes.
They didn't know though.
Yes.
But
he was ahead.
Show y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to show y'all. And next thing you know, Frankie Knuckles. And then like I say, then Ron Hardy, and that's a whole different story with the music box. Well,
that's what we're going to say. So go ahead. You talk about, so you're still talking about where it starts. So now we're where it started in Chicago, bro. And then I want to know like what part of town, because you were talking about Hyde Park and Keith Fobbs. And it's funny, man, I was going to bring them up. Cats don't know about them, but so go ahead and speak on that a little bit, bro.
So, like I say, when I first started DJing, like I say, Andre Hatchett, you had the Mendel, Hyde Park Racquetball Club, and basically Sawyer's. And those was one of the DJs there was, like I say, you'll see Keith Fobbs once in a while, Jesse Saunders, but those are the ones who basically kept the party going. Lil Lewis was more expanded onto the north side, so I saw Lil Lewis, like I say, we grew up, on the west side, that was a story coming through spinning, with Lil Lewis.
Yeah.
But, I was on the south side, he was more on the north side. Now I heard Lil Lewis sets, he's got some banging sets. I can't take it away from him.
Right.
But what I'm going to tell you is what I experienced. I'm not going to make shit up. Like, oh, I was here, oh, I was there.
Right.
I'm telling you about my experience and what I saw in the house.
Facts.
So it started taking off. And then, like I say, Farley, he got on, the Hot Mix 5. Now, the Hot Mix 5, they try to give a lot of them credit for being house, but they wasn't. See, with a couple of old Farley
So
was basically the house.
whoa. I know you're going somewhere with that, but what do you mean? Like, I keep hearing this. So where did they come from? Were they just guys that was, so they weren't on
Farley
the
was basically the house music DJ. Farley played most of the house music that you would hear. You know, like I say, Mickey Oliver and them, they played more of, you know, A-E-I-O-U, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
But they didn't get into, you know, Farley would get into more deeper stuff
Yeah, he did.
sometimes on the radio. But people would wait to hear Farley because they knew he was probably going to play more of a house music. So
Got you. That
you know,
sounds
like I say,
I like Kenny, though.
you know,
I like Kenny, but go ahead.
They should play like Chico, Fernandez, not dominant.
Right.
You know, so that wasn't really, you know, considered too much.
Hey, but Kenny Jason was cold, though. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Tell your story.
Jam and Jason was cold.
I mess with
So
Kenny.
at that point, you know, it became, you know, the playground. You know, Farley was doing his thing. Then, like I said, I got turned on to the music box. Now, that was Ryan Hardy. And, you know, the whole atmosphere in there was different. Now, when it first did the underground, we first started going there, it wasn't crowded. But, you know, Ryan was cold, but it got more and more crowded. Just because the lights, the atmosphere, how loud the music was. And so, you know, we started going to the box every Thursday and Saturday. We used to go to the warehouse on Friday.
Do you remember how much it was to get in at those times? Typical price?
$5.
Okay.
It was $5. Niggas don't even want to pay $5 now to get in the party. Fucking shame. But $5, man. And the whole thing was, it ain't like it was then. You got DJs, 5 different DJs at a party paying an hour a piece. Anybody play an hour, you know, I'm like, when I do parties, I like doing 5-6 hours. When you went to the warehouse after midnight, you was hearing Frankie Knuckles for the rest of the night. Music box after midnight, you was hearing Ron Hardy for the rest of the night.
Man, they say
6, 7 hours in a row.
They say Ronnie will play one record for 15 straight minutes. You talking about mixing for an hour?
But it was the way he was so creative with it, taking out the bass, bringing up the treble, dropping the bass. You know, the way that he worked the song. You wanted him to keep it coming. So, you know, it was a different type of thing. You know, like I say, I was DJing, but I didn't DJ a lot on Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, which is prime time for DJs, because I wanted to go hear them spin. Little did I know that they was teaching me all this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the stuff that I heard was masterful. I was there. You know, and I wasn't there a couple of times. I was a regular. You know, I was a regular at the warehouse. So I know, but at this point, I didn't know history is being made. That I was listening to can easily be argued as 2 of the best house music DJs to ever play in the world.
Yeah, and you know Andre,
so I got to see that, and as you can see it, you can hear it a lot in my mixing style. You know, a lot of stuff that I do. You know, like I say, when I've been doing Facebook Live 5-6 years ago. But even my wife would tell you, I'm the motherfucker who ain't scared to take a dare. You know, when I first got stuff, they was playing house music. They wasn't using the filter, the echo, this, that. They all thought it was just for EDM. But, you know, like I say, I look at the shit like a PlayStation. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do a 3/4 beat right here. I can drop this to a half beat. And I started doing different shit, and people started catching on. You know, dropping the bass, doing this, doing that. But being a DJ, anybody can go up there and play records. I feel like you got to entertain.
Right.
So you got to entertain if you're a DJ. You know, go up there, I move a record around. I bring it in the middle break and bring it back around to the motherfucking beginning. Motherfuckers be like, God damn. But, you know, that's the stuff Farley and all them used to do. You know, that's what Ron used to do, be creative. You know, don't be scared to take chances.
Right. And, you know, something you said.
Like I say, I can blend my ass off. But as I evolved as a DJ, it's more about the track than the blend. I always give it 100%. But there's certain times I got to play a song at this point that I know this is going to rock the motherfucking house, but I know the blend going to be kind of shady. So I'm going to fight with that motherfucker.
You're getting ahead of us again. We're going to get into the DJ technique. You're getting ahead of us. We still into the history of house music. Now, I appreciate the knowledge. We're going to get there, bro. But Hatchet, I was researching Hatchet, big bro, and he said the same thing you said, how he didn't realize he was being influenced at that time too. I literally just read that yesterday, man. He said that he was influenced big time by Knuckles, you know, just by being there and by learning through osmosis. And he said that that influenced him a lot, and then he went on to influence other cats like Fobs. But so it's funny, and then having him talk about it, it's like all linear.
Right.
DJ3, when were you first turned on the house? When did like you know, for hip hop, I remember that song and that moment. When did you was like, whoa,
Right.
yeah, what happened?
Man, like I say, I would probably say, like I say, when I first saw, you know, like Farley and them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, and that's probably when I first saw it, because me falling in love with house and DJing came as one. They came at the same time. I liked the music, but then I was like intrigued by the DJing at the same time.
But I'm saying,
So-
bro, like, how do you go from running around Hyde Park and at house parties with these cats? Okay, and then at some point, maybe they say, hey, we're spending at the warehouse and come to it. Is that how you ended up there? Like, how do you end up, you know, like house became a movement. And what was your aha moment when you was like, oh, yeah, I'm in it and this is it?
I mean, it was word to mouth.
Mhm.
And like I say, you just had to go there. Once you went there and saw what was going on, everything else was mediocre. You know, like in them places, you know, the music was super loud. You could smoke weed. You know, the crowd was totally different. You know, so it was mostly the atmosphere had a lot to do with it. You know, with the music, the atmosphere with the music. Like I say, you have.
What year was that?
This was in, I would say, 82, 83.
Okay. So for you got in around 82, 83.
83. That's
All right,
when
now,
I got into more of the music boxing. Now, I got into DJing probably in like 8th, when I was a sophomore in high school. That's when I first started messing around, because the first song I bought was a little bit of jazz, which I had heard on, you know, Herb Kent show. So, you know, Herb Kent had a lot turning me on to the music. Farley had a lot. Farley and Andre Hatchet, they kind of had a lot to do with me turning me on to the DJing.
To the spinning. Okay.
You know, and like I say, they was playing the same music in one too.
Okay.
So, you know, the stuff Herb Kent stuff, they was playing in their sets too.
Okay. Well,
And
hold
so
on.
I was like, man, this,
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So, you know, I was just like, man, it's cool, you know. And it was the music, you know, the music had a certain flow to it, you know, a certain disco flow to it.
Okay. Well, Big Warren, hold on. Let's park it right here. I'm gonna check the well, don't park your car, but I'm gonna check the chat. But before I do that, Self Love, you got any questions for him?
Well, I know the music's got a feel to it. And how did that inspire you to get involved with the DJing?
Well, you know what? See, I don't know if I hear music different, but you know, I like a lot of with instrumentals, you know, organs, bells, horns, you know, and so it's just, you know, the way the music just comes together. You know, they don't use original instruments like they used to, but you know, like Blue Magic, Welcome to the Club. That's one of my favorite songs, where they play that song. You know, where they break that down. You know, like I Can't Turn Around that you was playing earlier. You know, Isaac Hayes. You know, it had a beat to it.
Hey, was Blue Magic, were they referring to heroin? Looking back on it all, was that a double entendre, Warren?
Well, you know what? I know that was the name of the club, of the group. You know, but they don't refer to it in Welcome to the Club. You know, Club for Lonely Hearts. But you know, I'm gonna listen to it, and they might be talking about that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Club for Lonely Hearts. You know, the motherfucking heroin.
Yeah.
You know, welcome to the club for Lonely Hearts.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It might be a background to that. So
That's it right here, Warren. That's it right there.
Right.
Hey, what was the name of the first song you said Herb Kent put you up on in your first record? I'm gonna pull that up.
A Little Bit of Jazz. Nick
Okay.
Stryker Band. Nick Striker.
Now, Big Warren, we have a DJ historian, DJ Igrado. Now, he's a lecturer type of guy. He's younger than me, so he's a historian though, and he loves house and he's dedicated to it. So I don't want to disrespect him. He said that there were DJs in New York before Larry Levin who brought the same type of sound, and he said Nicky Sayano and David Mancuso. Were you familiar with any of those, big bro?
Yeah, David Mancuso, I'm kind of familiar with him, But like I say, he's probably more of a historian than I am. So I can't fight him on that. Like I say, what I'm telling you is what I experienced and what I know. I don't claim to be a historian from the stories that I know.
Right.
And I've heard Larry Levin say, and they fantastic. Now, he's a historian. Everybody sits on to know how they are. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on a second. Hold on, man. You're breaking up, Warren. Hold on a second. It's breaking up, so we're going to wait for it to clear up a little bit. Mic check. Can you say something now?
He could be turning me on to the DJs that I didn't know about. Like I was from Chicago. So the Larry Levin being connected numbers, that's to Larry Levin. Now, I never really too much further deeper into that, into New York, except for now, big artists like that. Those type of artists. But back then, that's what I knew. Okay, Larry Levin, and then, Frankie Knuckles.
Okay. Well, hold on, Warren. Your connection is bad. Give me a second, man. Give me a second. Let's let this clear up. Wait for it to clear up a little bit. You must be in a bad spot. Let's see. You Dance Radio said, yo, what up, Newt? He said Nick Striker. And then Smoke G said Nicky put Larry Levin on. And then You Dan said David Mancuso is the Loft. And then Smoke said Mancuso main focus was promoting and throwing parties. It looks like your connection is better now, big bro. So go ahead. What was you saying?
Yeah, so like I say, I'm just going about as far as the history of what I know. From me and from DJs that I discussed in New York who are older guys. Larry Levin was it at that point, at that time. Like I say, he was it, I don't know if you can argue at that point who a better DJ was that could draw a bigger crowd, and make people, do what they do. So that's what I was saying. Like say, he's going to have other DJs and stuff, because it's always underground DJs. As good as I am, I'm basically considered a underground DJ. Certain DJs in Chicago that know who I am, but not everybody. But when they hear me, they be like, damn, So I'm quite sure it's DJs in New York that didn't get a platform that Larry Levin got. That'd be like, damn.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Name don't mean you was the best.
Right.
So I go toe to toe with any of these house DJs in Chicago and won't back down that one bit. Then that's just me. So that's just from my point of view. Like I say, you can't ever underestimate underground DJs, because if you're not known, don't mean you don't know what you're doing.
Man, it's the same thing with rapping, or anything.
And everything else.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Well,
so,
go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going. As you wrap it up, I was going to ask you to speak on the fashion side of it. Because I know you was a Hyde Park or over on the east side with all the preppies and all of that. So when you wrap that up, just kind of touch on to that the fashion side of the house, bro.
Man, penny loafers, Azads, polos, Chuck Taylors. Then you had the little, we call them like the grandpa old man pants with the cuffs. Stuff like that. And different type of shoes.
Was you into the Zodiacs and the hamburgers?
Yeah, right.
Cheeseburgers.
Right, cheeseburgers and all that type of stuff. So, it was different. Some people would go dressed up. You'll see people there with a suit on. Then you'll see people with a jogging suit. You'll see some people with shorts and a T-shirt. People with jeans and a T-shirt. You know, it was almost come as you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like say some people would do the extravagant certain things, you know, to make things a little bit over the top, but that was the fun of it, you know. Like say you don't see too much of that no more. But the fashion part was kind of fun, you know, like I say, you know, you had different type of, you know, everybody's wearing the polo cologne and the Lagerfeld and the gray flannel, you know, so, you know, it was like I say, it was a different type of thing, you know.
Yeah, it got to a point where I could look at a group of people and say, oh yeah, they're house, or they're headed to a house party.
Right.
You know what I mean? It got to that point.
Exactly.
Okay, well, now I know this is your passion because you've been delving into it already. And so before we jump at it, we're here with house historian, but he doesn't want to be, he's a DJ. He doesn't want to be known as that because he was born in it pretty much. DJ3 Millz. You can link up with him on Facebook at Warren DJ3, but spell 3 out. And then on IG, it's Millz, MILLZ, and then Warren _DJ3, spell the 3 out. And then DJ3, if they want to hear samples of your music, where can they find you at?
On SoundCloud under Warren DJ3 Millz.
Okay. So if y'all want a sample of that, man, and you know, he's speaking modestly, actually, about his talents, because you know I vouch for him all the time too. But you know they're gonna say I'm biased, but if anybody knows me, I'm really biased. But anyway, what is the purpose of the house DJ? What is the purpose of a DJ, house DJ?
The purpose of a DJ is to entertain. You know what I'm saying? It's to entertain. You know, nowadays people go to the party, try to tell the DJ what to play. It used to be you went to hear what the DJ was gonna play. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to go hear what the DJ had to do. You know, and then like I say, I believe, you know, DJing is an art. You know, with the stuff they got now, CDJs and like I got the XDJ RX, you know, you can remix songs and stuff like that on the fly. Like say, I can throw down on the CDJs and, you know, do my thing. But if I got my box with me, I'm going to kill it because I got certain loop points, cue points where I move this song around, bring it here, bring it there, do this, do that. Because I feel like you got to be an entertainer as a DJ. I want to entertain people. You know, I want people to be entertained when I DJ. Not just somebody up there playing records.
And what are the qualities, some good qualities of a house DJ, a good DJ?
A good DJ is kind of knowing how to read your crowd. You know, like I said, I know a lot of people, you know, oh, this is old. Oh, they don't, you know. But you got to read your crowd. Now, if you got people in there 50 years old and up 45, then you basically need to go to play the classics. You know, you can play new stuff here and there, but they setting in their way. You know, you can introduce a new song here and there, but they want to hear, you know, Teddy Pendergrass and Lolita Holloway.
Yeah.
You know, and all of them. They want to hear that. Now, as you get younger, you can kind of introduce some more of a, you know, almost like an African beat sound. You know, and then bring different type of tunes. You know, like I'm doing a different type of what I really, you know, I ain't really been saying nothing, but I almost term it as, it's almost termed as new disco. And it's cold-blooded because when I play it, people be going fucking out their mind, ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? But it's like some underground new disco that sounds just like the shit that we used to, but it's just 2021.
But it's like new music. Yeah, you know, DJ Prado, DJ Prado talks about this new music. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
And like I say, I don't put it on SoundCloud because I just don't want nobody to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like
that's what Prado was saying.
People tell you, I'll listen to music here. I find my music. And then the same music I find, I hear them playing somewhere or playing on it, but I got a good ear for the music. I got a good ear for that sound. Because like I say, I went to the Box on Thursdays, Warehouse on Fridays, and a Box on Saturday. House music got a certain sound. And that's what a lot of DJs got to know. You know, that soulful, it's got its place. That shit old. Don't know young people want to go on that, you know, fucking soulful album. They want
Hold on, bro. Hold on. We got.
can't say.
Okay, go ahead. The connection's better now. Go ahead.
So, you know, you can't say a lot of people don't. Okay, you can't say a lot of people don't, young people don't like it. Because I play it and they'll dance. It's what you playing and how you playing it. So you got to know how to read your crowd basis. You know, and not force feed. You can't force feed the people a lot of stuff they don't know, because then part of the fun is being able to sing along with a song. You know, sometimes people want to sing along, be familiar with a song, be able to get out, get them in the mood, because they know what's coming up next. Then, you know, then you can throw something that's cold, that's new, that they can get into. Maybe another and go back to something they know. You know, you can't, it's hard to do a whole set without something people don't know. You know, you can get away with it, like I can get away with it at certain places. If they diehard house heads and they just like the music and they listen more to the music than the artist or whatever like that, and they being non-biased, they love it. But, you know, a lot of people ain't open their minds like that yet.
Right.
So
I hear this discussion a lot.
You got to sneak certain songs in. Chicago don't want to open their minds. They want
it's funny, Self. Hip hop, we have these same discussions. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
They still want to hear it's not over, you know? They still want to hear, you know, catch me on the rebound. They still want to hear, you know.
Yeah.
And that, you know.
Because it's like an old family member, you know, it breeds some familiarity for certain type of parties. So that, you can't deny that. But then at the same time, you're going to add in some new music. Who is the godfather of house music?
Who do I think was the godfather of house music?
Yes.
In my opinion, of all time?
Yes.
And this is just my opinion. You know, it's a lot of Ron Hardy, because like I said, that's who I heard. Man,
okay. I haven't now you know Frankie is known as godfather, but everyone that's come on our show so far has all said Ron Hardy. Who is the godmother of house music? I've never asked anyone this, and I don't hear anybody.
As far as a DJ?
Yeah, or anything, personality, any female that was there at the somewhere at the start that jumps out at you as, man, the godmother of house. I've never heard anyone address this. And
it's talking about like an artist, what an artist? Or...
She could be a DJ. She could be any part of the house culture. But yeah,
I would say the godmother of house, as far as an artist, would probably be Lolita Holloway. She got more cuts than anybody.
Okay. All right, Lolita Holloway. All right, that's fair.
Lolita Holloway.
I'm going to ask the chat. Same question. Same question for the chat. Who's the godmother of house? He said, yeah, Lolita was dope. Okay. Who is the greatest of all time? And this is all in your opinion. So the Godfather could be the, you know, but the greatest DJ of all time could be different. So who is the GOAT? I'd say Farley for me. You know, for me, it's Farley. I mean, I know I'm commercial.
You know what? I'm going, like I say, Ron Hardy is at the top, but I'm gonna say as far as the GOAT, I'm probably gonna go with Larry Levin, because like I say, I heard his sets.
Wow.
And
that's
anybody
shocking.
who can make people stay there all night till he show up and spin, I ain't seen a DJ that can do that.
Wow.
I haven't seen a DJ that can do that. That you can go at midnight, a lot of time by 6, 7 in the morning. How many DJs you gonna still sit there and wait for?
Wow.
You know, I know.
Wow. Larry Levin is the GOAT. That's coming from somebody off the South Side in the beginning. Hey,
well,
he was there.
Then I would go with Ron Hardy, because I heard Ron Hardy and I know what he can do. But as far as the movement and having the people involved and having a following, and you know, like I'm finna hear him no matter what.
Yes.
Larry Levin.
Wow.
There's people stood out there in line forever to hear Larry Levin. Like I say, anytime, you know, how many DJs can do that? How many artists can do that, period? That can go up there and supposed to perform at midnight, but then don't show to 7 in the morning. How many artists you think can make people stay to 7 in the morning till they decide to go on?
Facts.
And then stay for 5 hours while he's spinning. But you got to get there at midnight, because you don't know if he's going to get there at midnight, spend the 5, or he going to get there at 2, because then you don't want to miss him. So you there at midnight, because he might show up at midnight.
Well, before we jump in the chat, because they're chatty, complete this statement. The Hot Mix 5 were ...
They were pioneers in the movement of the music. I would have to say they were still pioneers. I mean, the Hot Mix 5, you got to give them their credit for pushing the music forward. Also, you got to give them their credit.
Okay.
You have to. They had a lot to do, and just as far as they had a lot to do as far as DJing, teaching people and showing people how to DJ.
Can you name all 5 of them? Can you name?
Let me see. Mickey Mixon Oliver, Ralph
1,
Rosario,
2,
Farley, Jack Master Funk, Scott
Farley,
Smoking
Funk, and Keith. That's 3. Wait, who's the 4th one?
Scott Smoking Seal. And I think at one point Fast Eddie was.
No, you forgot the one I said earlier. The one Kenny Jam and Jason.
Kenny Jam and Jason, right?
That was
Kenny
5,
Jam
and then they did have one like used to be like a wild card. I think Andre Hatcher used to come in every now and then.
I think it was Fast Eddie. I think it was Fast Eddie. Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
But
Well,
like I say, that was a different time, and the only advice I can give for house people, like I said, what made house music different back in the day? It generated money. People like shit that generate money.
Facts.
That's why a lot of people got involved. They seen all them people lined up outside the music box. Oh, I got to get in on this. Now the parties is free. Free means no value. So they giving the motherfucking music no value. If we could pay $5 back then, they can't pay $5 or $10 now.
Right.
Make them come out their pocket. But it's a lot of DJs so thirsty to be heard.
Right.
Come in free. But free means no value. Until house music starts generating money, it's gonna be at a standstill.
Big Warren, it's a new day, man. Like the college I went to, like guys be down there throwing free parties, and I'd be like, "What's the point of that?" You know what I mean? Right.
What's the point of that?
If these people pay, you can throw a better party. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's the house music. Hip hop got it right. You got to pay to get in the motherfucking party.
And you got to pay to listen to the music.
Got it right. Stepping got it right. You got to pay to get in the party.
You got to pay to get in anywhere.
House music, they feel like it's got to be free. It has no value. So that's why you look at it like that too. Oh, free party. We want to be in there if somebody got in free, got on their brother's clothes, nursing a $2 beer that they had all night. Or would a woman would you be ready to charge $10 at the door? So at least the woman hollering at, no, you had $10 to get in.
Right.
You know if this motherfucker broke with his brother clothes on, like I say, drinking tea all up in our face. Hey, baby, what's up? What's up, baby? You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, look, let me ask you this, and then because then Self's going to have a question. How many times, if at all, can you remember hearing gunfire at the house parties or outside the parties, anything like that coming up?
None. Zero. Zilch. Zero. Zilch. None.
Wow.
It just wasn't about that. It was about fun.
When did you get a sense? When did you get a sense that it was changing from fun to guns? What year?
Well, because house music really never changed from fun.
Not house, not necessarily house. We're just talking about Chicago.
Oh, man, shit. Nigga, once NWA and Easy Heat hit the motherfucking set.
Okay.
Once Easy E and NWA hit the set, it was on. You know what I'm saying? We all know that shit. Fuck the police and all that. That shit dope, like a pound or a key. Shut the fuck up, listen to me. It was on at that point. Then
I told somebody today, I said, even hip hop, it's funny you were talking about free. Hip hop wasn't really about the money in the beginning, but then it did get capitalized. You know, it did get capitalized, and the ones who start capitalizing are the same ones you're talking about. The Dr. Dre, the NWAs. They're the ones who came out and said it's about the money.
And then here come Two Show. You know,
Yeah.
it's the Two Show. Bam.
He was about the pimping and the knocking down the women. Yeah. He wasn't really about violence, but he was about the degrading the women. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
What's his favorite word?
Came hand in hand. Yeah. You know, it all came
His name is Too Short.
hand.
Short Dog. I met him though. I met Short Dog. He's a nice guy personally.
Then you get Cypress Hill. You know, then you come Cypress Hill, hand on the pump. You know, so it just kind of progressed.
Yeah.
You know, that's when motherfuckers. It was cool to be. It was cool to have a gun.
So what year was that tour? He's talking about NWA. What year would that have been?
That got to be like what, 90?
89.
89, 90?
Yeah. Okay.
Because like, the house was fading out as that was coming in.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was.
Because they had Chick Ricks was down the street from the playground. And Chick Ricks started playing, you know, rap, Cool Mo D, and all them Houdini, you know, I'm a home. You know, Cool Mo D, go see the doctor and start migrating to them type of clubs. And, you know, like I say, then the other music made it in.
Yeah.
And like I say, once NWA and all that, Scarface and all them made it in, it changed motherfuckers' mindset. It was cool to be at the dope dealer.
3 days later,
at the club.
go see
And
the
it, right.
doctor.
Like I say, it was cool to be a dope dealer, cool to carry a gun, cool to be at the club.
All right.
That's when that shit went amok to me.
All right.
But,
All right. We'll park it right there right quick. Self Love, you got a question, then we're going to jump through the chat because it's blowing up.
Yeah. Through all your experience of DJing and knowing how crowds move and all that, have you ever thought of producing music?
I was going to ask him. Good question. Great question.
You know what I have?
Tori's got a studio. But go ahead, bro. Y'all talk.
You know I have, but I learned a long time ago in the music business, you got to be careful with that shit. I can only do that shit at a certain rate, because, you know, like I said, if I'm going to somebody else's studio, it's masters, then you got contracts involved. I got some ideas and shit, but I just know how the motherfucking music business is. I want to get into producing, but I want to get into it with the right people. You know, because everybody know how people take your shit and run off with it in a motherfucking second.
Yeah, but
you know, and so I have thought about it.
We're in an age now where you can pretty much do it yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then,
exactly.
You know, so
he's saying you can do it yourself and then VMI it and then protect it yourself. But we'll get it.
I know the studio, because I know they got Studio One and it'll copyright it as you make it.
Right. But we'll get into it.
But
go ahead, bro.
But I've had certain people come to me like, hey, yeah, you can come through here, blah blah blah. But I know that equipment. So as I'm making it on your shit, you getting the copyright to it. Nah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, certain equipment. So now, even though I made it on there, it's copyrighted under you. So, you know, I do want to get into it. You know, I was trying to probably do a little bit more with
DJ3, everybody's dealing with those same risks, man. Everybody's dealing with those risks. So you're going to have to address that and just do it and be like Nike. Because everybody who's making music is dealing with those same risks. I mean, at some point, if you're going to be a creator and inventor, you're going to run the risk of someone stealing it. I mean, you know, it's no good if it stays in your heart and in your brain. It's absolutely no good. But Self, you were right, man. I was going to ask him that same thing, because with your ability to pick out that music, and he's always been able to, bro, I would be up on everything, and people would be like househeads, how do you know this music? I'm like, man, my big brother has all of this, and he used to play all of it, and you would be playing it before some other people were playing it a lot of times.
Playing it, right. And back in the day, you had to go from record store to find these records.
We used to be with them.
Used record store.
I used to be with
you know,
Jazzy.
import, etc. You know, Hyde Park used records. You know. And you had to,
because remember, one of the record stores was by the big game room, and me and Dave would be playing video games while you was at Rose Records. Yeah, it was like right next door, bro.
You know, and so, you know, the whole thing about the internet, for a motherfucker like me, I know so much music, and all that shit you can get. God damn. That was biggest problem back in the day was finding certain fucking records.
Right.
I can get any fucking thing I want basically now. And that's what killed the game with me with motherfuckers. Man, because I done heard it all. Oh, I can get this man. I can get, because you had to go find that motherfucker on the album. You had to go find a piece of street.
And sometimes the record store, and sometimes they had to order it for you. Like you had to go talk to the man and he'd order you the record.
And that was at Import Etceteras. But even some of the older used records, you had to go find them. And you really be lucky if you could find 2 of them.
You're right. That was before they started doing the reprints. Because remember, they started reprinting a lot of that.
Bro, that chocolate chip album that I Can't Turn Around you was playing, it was a gold mine if you could find that motherfucker on the album back in the day.
Wow.
It was a gold mine. Everybody didn't have that song.
Wow.
It was a gold mine back then.
Right.
It was certain songs, Welcome to the Club, Blue Magic.
Right.
That was a gold mine back then.
You couldn't find the vinyl.
You couldn't find the vinyl. Back then it was just turntables and vinyl.
I bet you Herb Ken had all that. I bet you Herb
had
Ken.
all that, right. Exactly.
Exactly.
So they sent him stuff.
Yeah, they sent him. Let me shoot through this real quick, and then we'll get back at you, Big Warren, for the chat. Martin Elkins said, it's hard for me as far as the GOAT. He said, we were blessed with so many talented DJs in Chicago. He said, Ron, Frankie, Farley, and Andre Hatchett. So Martin Elkins put Hatchett on that list.
Yeah, chosen few. Yeah, he got his due. He part of the chosen few. You can't knock that from him.
Yeah, and You Dance Radio.
That's Marty from You a Vibe, Mills.
Marty King? Which Marty?
Marty from You a Vibe. Marty.
Okay, so dark skin? Is he black? Yeah. Real black? Come on, talk to me, bro. Is he black? Is he dark?
It's Marty.
Yeah, that's Marty King.
Yes.
He went to Ray. Okay, all right. I mean, you gotta say, yeah. I mean, all right, I got you. All right. What's up, Marty?
Marty Elkins. I don't think he.
Yeah, that don't sound like Marty King. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. I don't know a Marty. The only Marty I could think of is Marty King. So, but okay. Marty said, Smoke G said Larry was good, but you had to catch him on a night when he was on. He said Ron was on all the time and no one could match his energy. You Dance Radio said $25. You can go to the debauchery ball, Big Warren. And he said they play house music. And anybody. You Dance said gun violence became more prevalent in 87. Let's see. Chi-Town Househead said, I'm with you, Miller. Farley would be I look at Farley like Jordan. Other people could talk about Wilt and other pillars of the game, but Farley.
Those are the three. But those are the three as far as Chicago. Frankie Knuckles, Ron Hardy, and Farley Keith. Farley Mac.
Yeah, and
those are the three. Those are the three in Chicago. I mean, they don't go past that. As far as in Chicago, who contributed to most of house music.
And then Tory's big brother Jazzy said, one thing that needs to be said is Larry Levin mixed a lot of those early recordings that were considered house music. So I think he's saying what you're saying, Big Warren. Larry Levin was finding those songs before anybody knew those songs.
Right. He brought a lot of songs out. He brought out a lot of songs.
Right.
He was a pioneer.
Right.
He found the music. He was a leader. And that's what I try to be. I want to be a leader. I want to be the one who find the music, not get it from somebody else. I want people to be getting it from me. Damn, what was that?
That's why Tori asked you about producing the music, bro. Yeah, you got to put on your producer hat, man. You got to create it because you're hearing it and you just, bro. Warren, you already been, self-talk to him because he's,
you just need to go ahead and create it. You hear it in your head better than anything. If you move it, already moving the music around, and changing the bass and all that, you hear it already. So
you're looking for what you are, that's all, that you can create. All right, anyway, any experiences or memories with notable house heads? You Dance Radio hates that, but any notable house people or DJs, any memories or experiences that you can think of, like a Ronnie moment or something?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, now a Ronnie moment I can remember is, now this is how they was, and I kind of got like that too. I was going to the box, I'd be like, Ronnie, man, sell me a tape. Go back next, Ronnie, sell me a tape. Ronnie, sell me a tape. How much? $20. Ronnie, sell me a tape. It took him 6 months to sell me a tape, bro.
Wow.
But
I think I remember you coming home with it. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Right, but that's just how he was about his music. I'm not just giving my music to anybody.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? For somebody to get it, be lost, whatever. Nah, But, you know, that's how he did it, you know?
So he wanted to see that you were into the music, that you was there all the time, that you wasn't just somebody showing up, about to take that $20 and dub the tape and put it all over the city. Right.
Let me get a tape, right. So
right.
It took him 6 months. Now, as far as my best thing, I would say, now as far as mine, is probably when I was on 106.3 with DJ Lil Jon and Mike Dunn, when they played 2 of my 20-minute mixes. You know, this is when they was doing guest DJs. So, you know, 106.3, that's a national station, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, DJ Lil Jon and Mike Dunn. So, you know, like I say, I know a lot of DJs, you know, like DJ Emmanuel, you know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of DJs that's, you know, in the funk of things.
Yeah.
You know, but like I say, it just ain't the same. You know, everything free, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, that was something that I did, and the only thing I'm telling you, this is one of my proudest moments, because it ain't even about DJs. Got to learn it ain't about the fucking equipment. You know how many DJs sent in they mixes using CDJs? You know what I had? A little Gemini box, a Gemini, a small one. Didn't have the big old EQ thing, none of that. Made my mixes on that, and they played my shit on the radio. Over all these other motherfuckers that were sending them in. So it ain't what you mixing on, it's what you doing.
Well, Big Warren, it's like when people would show up to a baseball game with all the fancy bats and the gloves and the uniform.
Right, exactly.
Beat out of them, or somebody shows up to the basketball court with the fancy shoot Jordans on, and you know, and somebody else is wearing jellies and killing them. So yeah.
But you know, and like I say, I don't knock it. If you can afford it and get the certain type of stuff, then go ahead. You know, I love to have all the top-notch shit, but it come more to that. You got to have an imagination and know what you're doing. You know, like I say, it came down to my imagination and the tracks that I picked that put me on there. But the way the mix sound, you thought I was on some CDJs and boom, 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 and all that. But what people don't know, smoke and mirrors. All you hearing is a mix. So you see a lot of people go to a party, right? You know, you'll go to a lot of people, they'll judge a DJ by the box he mixing on before they even hear the DJ.
Right.
You know, and which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the DJ with the smaller box.
But you got to learn that. I used to do that too. Look, I get to the court, look at this guy's shoes and his equipment. And then they get on the court and they suck 9 times out of 10. So after you've been in it a while, you could. It gives another red flag. Oh, he sucks. I be knowing this guy's head to toe, you know, Nike. And like he sucks.
And it's good if you can get all that equipment, but not having all that equipment, don't let that hold you back.
No, exactly. Yes.
Don't let that be your excuse. So like I say, I got on national radio, DJ Lil Jon and Mike Dunn using a $350 Gemini box.
Man.
Point fucking blank, and tape the mix record the mix on my laptop.
Who was that, Big One?
The old-fashioned way.
Who was that behind?
Brian Hardy, of course.
Just trying to see. Hey, we got Self Love. You got a question? I know you've been trying to get in there. Are you good?
No, I was just saying that it's not the gear, it's the ear, and you know, that's
I like
the whole thing, man. No matter what it is,
I love that.
You come with
people
that.
Ask me,
I love that stuff. You need to bottle that.
They say, what can you mix on? Anything with a pitch control. Man. If it can play my music and got a pitch control, I can spin on it. Point blank. Anything with a pitch control. Now, I might not know how to do the mixer as an expert and all that, But as far as mix, we got a pitch control I can mix on.
You could rock a party. It's basically
figure it out.
Yeah.
right.
Within 15 minutes, I ain't got the mixer figured out. You know, all of whatever this and that and that. But
what's the most disappointing side to being a DJ? The downside.
The downside, let me tell you, in Chicago now, like I say, the free party. So now, a lot of promoters, they don't want to pay DJs. DJs not demanding to be paid. So it's like, it's the promotion game of, oh yeah, I'm gonna put you on and let you play at my party.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, let me play? Fuck that. You gonna pay me to play at your party.
Right.
You know, and that's how DJs gotta get. But they feel like promoters doing them a favor. Nah, I'm doing you a favor. Or we doing each other a favor. But like I said, if you got DJs, and nobody be asking for a lot, especially if you ain't got to bring no equipment, $50, $75. If you're a promoter and you ain't got $150 to pay three DJs $50 or $275, you know, for their hour and 2 hours, you know, then the next hour, then you shouldn't be a promoter. You a broke motherfucker. Leave the motherfucking game alone. And that's how I be looking at motherfuckers. Because this grown man shit. How can you be as a grown man, ask another man to come do anything for motherfucking free? Anytime I had somebody, I ain't paid them. You know?
Facts.
And that's the downside of it. That's the fucking downside of it. People don't want to demand their value. They don't know what they got. And that's especially with house music. Rap DJs ain't going out there doing that shit for free. It's only in house music. You know, they let motherfucking promoters feel like they doing them a favor.
So you're saying other DJs have cheapened the market by working for free.
By working for free, exactly.
Being thirsty and desperate.
Promoters be like, well, before I pay you, I can go get such and such to play for free. But then, at the same time, you're depriving the crowd of hearing the real shit. Because now when they come, oh, that's house music, because you're not hearing the real DJ.
And then another silverback concept is, sounds like he needs his own venue.
Yes, period.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what,
see,
you know, we're lexicon changing.
Dollars, you know?
Of course. I mean, you know, hey, you know, that's one thing. You know, you're right. Money's one thing, you know, the other stuff is another thing.
Yeah, so that's the most disappointing thing.
What's the most rewarding?
What's the most rewarding?
Yeah, as a DJ.
Man, I'd say the most rewarding thing, compliments, people dancing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people, man, they be showing me mad respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, and I'm not just kind of like just feed my ego or something.
Right.
But like, it'll be other people doing, I go up there and DJ, and it just shit changed.
Mm-hmm.
People just stop, turn on their phones, boom. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how sometimes I'd be like, I'm different. You know, a lot of them be like, why you ain't on the radio? I can't answer those questions. You know what I'm saying? But I've never had a disappointed crowd. You know, they always, damn, when I did your boy Tory party, when me and Corky was over there, off the chain. You know, at the point where women was dancing, they was throwing money on my decks. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I like the gratification of making people happy and dancing. You know, like I say, I don't be doing it to be an ego. It just comes out automatically. You know, like I say, I'll listen to a mix, or I'll look at a video and be like, damn, that's me. It's like a whole different Clark Kent, Superman type syndrome. You know? And so, like I say, when I'm on the outside looking in, sometimes I see a video or hear a mix, I'll be like, damn, you know?
Right.
So that's the satisfaction of it, you know? That's what I like about it, you know? You know, just people dancing, making people happy, you know? And the DJ life is kind of tripped out, you know? But, you know, you can't be scared to take chances. You know, you got to try to differentiate yourself from the other DJs.
Got you.
So, you know, on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. So how many, you know, they post they mixes, hit this link. How many of them links you actually hit? You know what I'm saying? It's just another DJ. But if the right person hit that link, you know, you'd be like, oh, okay, cool, bam, damn. You know, so
facts.
That's the whole thing. It's almost like to me, like a motherfucking roulette table or something. Just keep spinning that motherfucker.
Hey, Hey, Big Warren, Jasper say Lori Branch. I don't know if you know her. Is one of the earliest female house DJs.
Yeah, she was back around with Tony Hatchett and Andre Hatchett and him. Her and Celeste Alexander.
Oh, Celeste. Is he Hyde Park? Was Celeste in Hyde Park?
Yep, Celeste Alexander, yeah.
Yeah. Bro, you know
that's Andre Hatchett and his sister, I think. But her
yeah,
Lori
I think
Branch,
I knew Celeste. Hey,
Lori Branch, couple of first women DJs.
I think I knew all. Hey, you know, Ivan, Chip Everhart, little brother. Yeah. Ivan went to Ray. I graduated. Yeah, and I was like, I know all these people.
Yeah, so Lori Branch and Celeste Alexander, they early pioneers as far as women DJs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Big Warren, Self Love's gonna take us to a short break, but when we come back, bro, I just want to get into like how technology has either helped or affected, what you do and house music, and then also kind of the advice you might give to a young person or anyone that's looking into getting into that field. And then we'll get into, some other things. And that's when we'll open up the panel if anybody wants to come on the panel and answer some of these questions as well. But Big Warren, like now we're at the point where, we're getting into some of your creative process, with being a DJ. And then we're going to go into like the current state of house music and where you see it going in the future.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we're gonna run a couple videos and explain all of that, and then we'll be back here shortly.
Got to thank y'all for being here. We're having a wonderful discussion, expanding the consciousness of the house movement with people that was actually there. And it's a great thing. And we need you to hit like, thumbs up, share, subscribe. We're building this organically and we need your help. So please do that. And after a short break with some good videos, we'll be right on back.
Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in here. Please like, share, and subscribe.
What you looking at, slave?
Big ups to TATN. This ain't that network. I'm Jimi Hendrix, the jeweler. I'm gonna drop this gem on you because it means a whole lot to me.
Hey, stop right there. Stop. 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 I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious. Well, okay. Turn around.
No,
Turn around. Turn around.
Stop.
Stop tensing up, dude. Stop tensing up, bro. Stop tensing up. Stop tensing up.
He looks sketchy. He might be a good person or a bad person.
Yeah.
But throw on masks on.
I am an introvert. Please respect the boundaries that I am speaking. Relax. Stop. I'm going home.
Relax, or I'm going to have to change this situation.
But before I get to it, condolences, respect, and much love to the McClain family. This is for Elijah McClain. You can choose to be a pig. I choose not to be a guinea pig. Keep the camera on, pig. I'm watching you. I'm the overseer, sir officer. A carotid was dead. I care to who? Elijah McClain's mother lost to her. You do not have the right to detain me. What's the charges? Am I under arrest? Please don't touch me. No need to restrain me. Trying to comply with illegal tests. Did not need your help, nor the cattleman. I know truth. I was there, always watching. Wicked officer needs be better, man. I see the hate and lies, still not stopping. Overseer, please come see about me. Wicked officer, how wicked you be. You can choose to be a pig. I choose not to be a guinea pig. I'm Jimi Hendrix, the jeweler. Have a self-love day.
Please like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe.
African American was alive today that was in slavery, which is none. So I go to some of the older people for experience, and I remember my mom mentioning, how could we pay for your great-great-grandfather being burned to death?
Hey, yeah, you motherfucker. You know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you that motherfucker that be... Hey, yeah, you motherfucker. You know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you that motherfucker that betrayed.
That's why I think it's so difficult, because as I was looking up...
I know you're passionate about this, and you give a lot of motivational speeches to young people and all that. Are there better ways that you think to uplift minority community?
Well, one of the things I say to young people to inspire them is, first of all, and I say, you know, the hard truth is, and I say this, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but I say the African American community have to come together as a group to take care of our own. That's one of the biggest problems we have. We will not take care of our own. You know, I said we cannot, as myself, who grew up in South Georgia, leave that community and leave all the African American kids behind without inspiring them that they can be me. And I think the way we do this is we get back to remembering where we came from. And we have to be responsible. You know, a lot of things we mentioned today, no one talked about responsibility. You know, I'm from the deep South. I know about racism. And a matter of fact, you know, we talked about the health. You know, everyone think I'm healthy, but I was diagnosed at one time as mentally unhealthy. It's because of being bullied as a little kid, because of my weight, because of my speech. But the things that happened to me was dealing with race. And I overcame through education, which is one of the major things that I talk to the young people today, is education is more important than anything in life. Because when you educate yourself, you're able to see the truth for yourself. And I'm not saying that I think HR 40 is absolutely incredible, but I think to just say it's a facts founding is very difficult.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
You know, facts founding and reparation. I think this is a little bit. I'm confused at the two right now.
NIC practice reaches. He continues to live in South Central Los Angeles, and he puts his money into projects that improve the neighborhood.
Be true to the game.
Attention everyone.
Introducing Sayrica Africa's all-new cell phone touchscreen crossbag. This bag enables you to be able to talk, text, and email without coming fully in contact with the screen, making it coronavirus safe. This bag makes your phone easily accessible, being around your neck, which means no more misplacing your phone. This crossbag also protects your phone from any fall damage, so no more money spent to fix screens. The bag is also waterproof too, which means no more water damage. This bag also has compartments to store items such as cards and IDs. These are easily accessible as well as the phone. So buy now at sayricaafrica.com.
Welcome back to the Self Love Show. Woo. Turn that up a little bit.
I can make it anywhere.
Man, it's that beautiful situation. We have DJ3, Big Warren here to help us expand and talk about house music, which has had a large influence in our lives. Me and Self Love, we have grew up in this, tail end of it as far as them more in the hip hop. But those whole influences, both those influences had a huge influence upon our lives. Just want to thank Big Warren for being here. It's been an absolute blessing. Your brother, you already know how we get down together. And welcome back, Self Love Nation.
Yeah, I appreciate being here.
Hey, big bro, we appreciate having you. Before we jump at it, I want to just make a quick announcement. We're doing TATN Sports. So Millie, could be jumping that off. He might jump it off tomorrow. It depends on how our tech go. I'll be at his crib tomorrow, bro. So TATN, we're going to jump that sports off. Lots of different segments we're excited about. Damn. Still working on the T-shirts. Y'all pray for Tiger Woods. I don't know if he drove off the cliff or what, but, pray for Tiger, man. Hey, those pills, man, those need to be a violation from head to toe. Y'all need to get those out of our community, man. Stop taking those pills, but obviously I digress. So we're back, and we're back with DJ Three Millz, my big brother, my oldest brother, and if you're looking for DJ services, he specializes in house music, old school, new school, all of it. Warren, you can reach him on Facebook at Warren DJ3, spell 3 out. He's at IG on Millz, that's MILLZ like zebra, Warren, and that's _ DJ3, and you can spell 3 out.
And I just wanted to say, a full endorsement. Salute. Man, you
appreciate it.
You do your thing, bro. That's just real talk.
Appreciate it.
Witness.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I'm humble. I appreciate it.
And then we got to get back to theme music because I'm all the way back into hip hop.
It's hard for us.
Yeah, buddy.
It's that line.
Yeah, and that was RNA. So we'll talk about that another time. All right, man. So Self Love or DJ3. As promised, we're back with more of these questions. Self Love and I, we question everything. Technology, you were kind of touching on that. I think Self Love came up with a little thing. You don't have to have the ear you don't have to have the gear to have the ear or something of that nature. How has technology influenced DJing? Is it for the better or for the worse? Talk about that.
You know what I would say at a certain point, it's good and it's bad. The biggest conversation as far as DJ is the sync button. Whether you hit the sync button, it basically put the song on beat for you.
Yeah, I needed that.
So, you know, that's the biggest thing about it.
Right.
I feel like if you a DJ like I am, you should be able to match it with the pitch ear to ear.
You should.
You know, so we feel like the sync button is the easy way out, and you're not putting in the work to really learn how to be a DJ. Now, that's the only thing I can say as far as the technology.
So
now,
so the sync button made everybody label themselves a DJ.
A DJ, exactly.
Okay.
Anybody can basically label themselves a DJ.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Go. I got you.
You know, back in the day, you had to put it on beat.
You sure did.
Right.
That's why I couldn't DJ, because I couldn't get it on beat. You and Dave tried to teach.
Had to use the pitch control and all that.
Yeah.
And the sync button takes that away. Now, on the flip side, like I say, as far as you're using your creativity, it can put your creativity off the chain. Like I say, you can set up certain cue points, loops, do different type of echoes, filters. You know, it'll take you almost as far as your imagination to go. And that's good, because it takes you to a point where you don't have to go to a studio to do a lot of stuff. You know, like I say, you can do re-edits and stuff like that from on, you know, your Pioneer, you know?
Yeah.
And you can do a re-edit.
Yeah.
You know, without having to go to a studio and do that. And most of the time, you can record it right there on the flash drive.
Okay.
So they made it a lot simpler as far as that. And it made you be able to be more creative in what you're doing. You know, so like I say, imagination is the key. It'll take you as far as your imagination will go. You know, you try different things.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I say, you know, like I say, you can try different things as far as, you know, using different type of flangers and echoes and stuff like that. So it did bring it on thing. You probably don't want to overdo it using that. But, you know, like I say, it brings out your imagination where you can change the beats. You know, you can do this. You know, like I say, you can drop some to a 3/4 beat, drop it to a half beat, you know? And so you can do different things with a song with the mixers that they have nowadays. So it's almost like your imagination is the key. Now, the only thing I would say is, as far as being a DJ, a lot of DJs, you know, get out of being a bedroom DJ. And what I mean by a bedroom DJ, you'll be in your house, in your room, playing some off-the-chain shit and throwing down, but get to a party and do something totally different because you ain't got the confidence.
Right.
So my whole thing, don't ever be afraid to play your set. You like my wife when I did New Year's thing, I'm finna do something totally different. Motherfuckers loved it, but I played my set. You know, I knew it was different from what everybody else was going to do. Let go. You can't be afraid. You can't be afraid.
So you're going into my next question. What advice would you have? Go ahead for those DJs, for DJs. Yeah.
Don't play it safe.
Okay.
Don't play it safe.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing you can do is don't play it safe. You know, get back to, you know, you know what you got sound good, but then you give in to when you get to the party. Okay, well, let me go back to the basics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you'll regress, but then because you're scared, you don't have confidence in what you can play and what you chose. But that's the only way the music gonna move forward is by you choosing certain songs. Like I say, you gotta play stuff that's familiar too, depending on how long your set is. You know, like I say, if you're spending 5-6 hours, I can play everything.
Right.
I run old shit, new shit, all that. Move all that around.
So you're saying
a lot depending on how long your set
practice.
is.
Play how you practice. Because Because I know when I play basketball, you know, you practice and doing all this fancy stuff, and then when the game time starts, you're like that. You're like that Warner Brothers frog, you know what I mean?
Right,
you practice, and then the lights come on, and you're
right. But that's something you got to get. That's that step forward from the good and the great. You know, that's that step forward. You know what I'm saying? That's the step forward. Be able to convert what you're doing in practice in your bed and convert it out there in the real world. And the way I got over that shit was when I went up in the club, fuck I'm tripping on. I do this shit every day. Boom.
Facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
That happened to me at a certain
remember.
point in basketball. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you,
Screw these
you
people.
be in your room spinning
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Then
And
you
who
get
the
in
hell are
club,
these people? Yeah.
or get in front of people, get in the club and get froze. Remember to yourself, I do this shit every day.
So y'all
Boom,
hear
make
that?
some mugs a little-
Y'all hear
Right.
that, young DJs? Let go. Who from the Chi-Town house scene do you think became the most financially enriched?
At one point, it was Farley.
Wow.
'Cause he was driving Vets and everything.
I remember.
Fur coat, Vets, diamond ring.
Rolexes.
So at one point, it was Farley. Yep. So at one point, Farley was probably the most I've seen as far as flamboyant, showing what he made.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I say, the thing about Farley, he was never overseas too much.
Right.
So, Lil Lewis, he been overseas.
Yeah.
And he do here and there. So he may have made a lot of money. I don't know what his income is like.
Right.
Louis Vega, I know he make tons and tons of fucking money. You just know because he Louis Vega. You can just see the parties that he do.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Chicago, the most I've seen on the house scene that's made the most money would probably have to be Farley. And because he was connected to the Hot Mix 5, the Playground, and then he was making his tracks, producing his own track.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a lot of avenues going on at one time.
A lot of income streams.
Ron Hardy and they made a decent amount. I think if he wouldn't have passed so early, he would have made a lot more. I think Frankie Knuckles has made a lot of money, but he's never been flamboyant.
Got you.
Frankie Knuckles has made a lot of records with Jamie Principle and all that. So I would probably say, just as my mindset, not judging the book by its cover, I would probably say Frankie Knuckles. But just because he's not flamboyant and flashy, don't mean he ain't got it. So that's just not judging the book by its cover, but kind of listening to what they did throughout their career and where they spun at throughout their career.
Man, and the Grammy Awards and the Grammy nominations.
And Grammy nomination awards.
Yeah.
So just, looking in, you'd be like, oh, look at Farley got a vet, all that. Frankie Knuckles probably just wasn't into all that type of shit.
Facts. It's the difference between being rich and looking rich.
Right, exactly.
So it's a handful of people who you would consider as those would be the handful of people you would consider. Who share with the Self Love.
Well, I say Steve Hurley too. Steve Hurley because of the tracks that he made.
Silk.
He got, Steve Silk Hurley, Silk. He ain't got because of the tracks that he had, and he ain't won Grammy, so he ain't made a nice little nest egg. He living over in Olympia Fields now. So, he got a house in Olympia Fields.
You got to drive over there. Hey, drive over there, bro, and tell them to get on our show, man. What y'all playing, all right? We got to get drive over there. You be out there.
I don't know exactly what crib he in over there. That's just from the old man telling me.
I was going to say, hey, call Red. Red will give you the address. Drive over there,
I seen him at the grocery store one time, but, that's it. Yeah, but, like I say, he ain't made a living off of it, made nice income.
Facts. Bro, funny thing, man. I was way out here in Cali, right? I don't know if I ever told you the story. I was doing an Uber ride, and my passenger told her, she saw my plates. My plates, I don't want to say I'm on here, but my license plates, you would know I'm from Chi, right? And she was like, man, and she just randomly asked me, she's like, you ever heard of Steve Hurley? I'm like, seriously? I'm like, where are the cameras? I'm like, that's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? But she was all into Steve, bro, and was talking about how he was overseas and I'm like, man, so he probably did very well. Share with the Self Love Nation some of your creative process. If you could kind of, I know you kind of was going into it, and I told you we'd touch on it later. Your DJing creative process, something that you can share without, giving out your formula.
Man, you know what?
Yeah, your secret.
I listen for stuff that the normal person don't hear in a song. Might be some sticks to that. You know what? And I try to bring it out. Like I say, I hear music different from everybody else because I hear like that slight horn or them bells or like I say that little Congo, a quick boom. The way it's going, boom. And I try to bring out what I hear. And that's part of my creative process when you're doing different things. You You know, as far as using, you know, the flanger and different effects, I try to bring out certain parts of songs, you know. And like I say, I like to be creative. I like to move stuff around. I like to use my imagination.
Okay.
I'm not scared to use my imagination.
Mhm.
And that's the whole key to it, especially with what you got now. It's basically your imagination. As far as your imagination will go, and then you can't be scared to apply it. You know? It's like I say, it's certain songs that I know that'll change BPM as you bringing it in. And I know it's going to be a fight to bring it in, and I usually bring it in decent. But I know at that point I got to play this song. You know, I'm not going to run away from this song to play it safe for the better blend or a song that's weaker.
Right.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah, it's certain sacrifices. You have an analytic where it's certain sacrifices you are willing to make and you aren't willing to make.
But then I learned the only people who really pay attention and know when, you know, something is just is another DJ. People out there in the crowd, they don't give a fuck. They don't. I'm telling you. As long as you bring that shit in decent and it's a banger, they don't give a fuck. It's good to blend, give it 100%, but don't sacrifice the blend for the track.
You don't have to be a perfectionist with the blending because
sacrifice
the record
the blend for the track.
The music is the most important.
The important part. Sacrifice the blend. And like I say, most of my blends will be straight on. But I know sometimes with this song, I'm gonna sacrifice my blend a little bit.
But you got to play the song. Yeah,
I got it because motherfuckers gonna love the song.
Yeah,
and I noticed that the people, and that was what another DJ had told me, you know. You know, we doing different shit and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and so, you know, we got a speed song. Like, look, he was like, go ahead, bro, they don't even notice that shit. Only when you do. And he was right.
Especially at a party where everybody drinking and doing their thing. Yeah.
So
they happy about the song that's coming in.
If you got to speed up. You know, we can hear that shit because we do it every day. They don't know. And he right. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Only ones that perfectionists are DJs and DJs toward other DJs. But the common person don't know. They more worried about the track you gonna play than about the blend.
And all artists
go up there and be up there like pots and pans, click a lot. Can't do that. Now that's bogus spin. You know? But
no, I've heard that.
Bringing in the horses. That's what we used to call it. Bringing in the horses.
Horses, right. Pots and pans and shit.
Is that what y'all call it, Self? That was me. I was bringing in the Clydesdales all day when they put a blend.
So
I wish I knew
thing
that.
I learned as far as saying, I would say the best thing I learned too, if it's a harder blend, then just drop it, do your blend at an 8 or 16 beat count. You know, it ain't gotta be long. You know, 8,
get in and out.
16. Get in and out. At 16, bam, and
then he's saying that new song is in, and then you start manipulating the bass and all of that. Right.
You might be able to grab 32 beats, you know. Boom, boom, boom. But, you know, the harder the song, don't be scared to just drop that motherfucker at 8 or 16 and keep it moving.
And then another thing he's saying, I think, too, Warren, if I'm correct, if you're at a party and no matter how long it is, out of 20 blends, if 17 of those blends are perfect, it's okay to have 3 that's not so perfect as long as you're bringing in something that's beaten.
And you know, and that's real. Like even on Sound, I never remake a mix. If one of the blends fucked up, so in the fuck what, I'm still putting it on SoundCloud because ain't nobody perfect. It makes my shit real.
Right.
It makes my shit real.
It sure does.
I gotta start over. I gotta start over. Fuck that. You can't start over at a party. You know, keep it going. As long as the rest of people get the gist, you know how to blend by the rest of your mixes. And by now, motherfuckers know if Warren can't bring that motherfucker in like that, then that was a tough motherfucker, you know?
Hey,
Ernest. If you can't bring it in, if he can't bring it in after all these others been on, then you know it's just one of them songs where the BPMs change up and down, you know, as you trying to do the transition.
DJ3. Ernest Thomas sat down with us and told us that Denzel Washington told him that perfection was boring.
Right, exactly. And it sure is.
Yeah.
It's boring. Nobody want to see a perfect person up there. I ain't perfect. You know, so that's the reason. You know, I might do something else and it might be off just a little bit. You know, I might be in the music and hit the cue button and it gets off a little bit. But I don't give a fuck it's off a little bit because I ain't perfect. I'm showing that I'm real. I'm a real motherfucking person. You know, and for you to be, oh, let me start over because of this. Oh, let me start over. That's a waste of fucking time. Go and express yourself and keep on going.
We got
if you listen to some of the greatest, Larry Levin wasn't a fantastic blender.
Right.
Brian Hardy wasn't fantastic at blending.
Right.
It was Frankie Knuckles. A
We
lot
hear
of
you.
times they drop it at 8 and 16.
Yeah. So don't be perfect, y'all. Just
it
let
was
it
all
happen.
about the tricks that they played.
All
Now,
right.
Farley, he was more of a longer blender, you know.
Yeah.
Farley could blend longer.
Yeah.
But it all came down to the tracks. And
Yeah.
that's just evolving as a DJ. You start to realize different type of things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like say when you first start, you know, you worried about everything being on beat, blah, blah, blah,
Gotcha.
blah, blah. Oh, well, I want to play this because then it's going to be like this, blah, blah, blah. Then the blend ain't going to blah, blah. So now I'm sacrificing and playing something else instead of that, trying to work my way up to that song.
Understood.
No, you know?
All right. Let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next question. Assess the current state of house music or the culture. Current state of house music and the culture.
The current state is suffering. Well, it depends. In Chicago. Now, it's other places like overseas, they love it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different. I don't know, it's just in Chicago it seems to be struggling, you know. Memphis, they like it. Texas, they doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's different states that's doing it. Brazil doing it. You know, it's just Chicago. I don't know. It's almost like Chicago and turned its back on house music because that's what Chicago was known for.
Wow.
You know, but now a lot of people look at house music as soft. But then you can't blame them when you got somebody playing a bunch of soulful house with some woman up there whining. You know, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's why I try to bring like more of a boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what the state of house music, like I say, all that combined I was saying is kind of ruining the house music. Like I say, you know, DJs then DJing for free. Parties, people getting in for free. You know, you got promoters manipulating DJs, you know. You got where you're not hearing the best DJs and not hearing the best tracks.
Right.
You know, it's a lot that's going on with it that's kind of killing it at the same time. And so the state ain't good right now, you know. And that's why I was like, okay, house music is house music. You know, everybody got their own, you know, rendition of it. But I just feel like house music needs to get back to being just more one genre. If that shit hot, play it. You know, like I say, it was one genre.
Right.
Now they try to make it.
It was inclusion.
You know, it was inclusion.
Right.
But you know, and so that's why a lot of my tracks I try to find. You know, they just got more of a disco house type flow to them. You know what I'm saying? But they be up to date where I can play them with old tracks and they'll still sound good. You know, transitioning it into the new tracks. But yeah, bro, it's the state of house music is kind of crazy, you know. And like I say, especially with everybody want to be a DJ, you know, like they made it easier with the sync button and the software. You can just line up the tracks, put in the computer at one point what you want this track to come in at that.
People
track.
not paying to get for the parties.
So you know, if you halfway smart on a computer, then you can DJ as far as, you know, setting up tracks and sync button and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
You
Biggest mistake you see from any myths you see about the industry, the house industry that you'd like to clear up? Any myths that's floating around out there that people might be having internationally or nationally or through Chicago about house itself that you'd be like, man, I'll be hearing this and it's just BS and I just want to clear this up right now? It might not be.
Old, you know what? I would say that it's old people music. And what I want to clear up is, and another thing about house,
Mm-hmm.
People try to say, "Oh, that's old, that's old," but if you pay attention, that's the only genre they say it about. You can play hip hop, rap all motherfucking day. You can play jazz all
rock music.
day.
Rock music is
rock
old.
music, all classic rock, all the way up to new. And don't nobody say, "Oh, that's old." They can play.
Great point.
You know, but house music is the only one they do that with. Why you playing that old music? Why you playing? Ain't no expiration date on no good shit. So they look at it, but that's the only genre. If you look at it, blues, jazz,
I
they
never
go
thought
from
about
top to bottom. And you don't hear people in jazz saying, "Why they playing that old Miles Davis song?"
Gospel music. They don't say that.
Gospel music.
Yeah.
They don't say that. You
All
know,
of it,
why
like
you
you
playing
said.
Easy E? Why you playing Eric B and Rakim?
I think,
you don't hear them saying
it comes back. I think it comes back to the point that you started with, that it wasn't one genre. It was just it was picked great music from everywhere. So,
Right, exactly.
And you know, and these young people, or I guess that's what you're speaking on, that are saying that this old people's music. You know what I mean?
No, what I'm saying, it's even okay. I'm just saying more from a DJ's point of view, from DJ to DJ. You know, DJs would be like, "Well, why you playing all the old stuff? Why you playing that? Why you playing this? Because that's what I want to play. It ain't no expiration. You know, a motherfucking hip hop DJ can go up there and do a whole motherfucking old school set, and when a motherfucker say nothing about why you play all them old
about his selection, right.
Why you play all that old shit? You know, like I say, any other genre they don't say, but house music.
Well,
so
Big
I'm just
Warren,
saying as far as from DJ to DJ.
Big Warren, what's your take on Black Lives Matter? What's your take on that?
Man, my take on that is, shit, the world fucked up right now as far as that. You know, like I say, Black lives do matter, you know? And, you know, the way shit going, I don't know if shit gonna change or not as far as that.
Okay.
You know, that's just my take. You can march and, you know, like I say, people did a lot of stuff. But even with the, you know, with the thing that happened to the Capitol building, that just showed the difference between black lives and white lives. So that right there at that point, it still shows Black Lives Matters is still shit. Our life don't matter. Because we could have never stormed no motherfucking Capitol and got away with that. Couldn't no motherfucking Muslims storm the motherfucking Capitol and got like that, even if they was American citizens.
And bro, even though the news, sorry to cut you off, but even though the news really, really went hard, they didn't go as hard as they would have went if, say, when the Million Man March was going on, if we'd have did it. Yeah. Oh, they'd have went hard. They'd have been calling us all kind of criminals.
Criminals and write this and that and
lock up their mamas and their daddies and
So that just shows the double standard right there, and that just shows your motherfucking life don't matter. Because if it was you up there, it'd have been told different. You know, the way they was doing peaceful protests with Black Lives Matter, they didn't hardly do nearly none of that shit.
Okay.
But when they program and everybody being led off nicely, nobody being pulled off, got dogs biting them and beating them with billy clubs, making them get off the Capitol. No, y'all escort them, please leave.
But during those protests, they had arm-to-arm National Guard with assault rifles.
Exactly.
So it was no way that was going down. You know what I mean? Because we were there peaceful with no thought of doing any of that.
But you know what? The white folks shocked themselves. They shocked themselves because they didn't know. They always thought, you know, we've always been the monkeys and the degenerates and the wild people.
Well, the public enemy number one.
Now they on that motherfucking. Now they on motherfucking on the Capitol building like Donkey Kong.
They're public enemy number one to this nation.
Looking like a bunch of white gorillas crawling up the walls like Donkey Kong. They the monkeys, you know. Now you motherfuckers is the monkeys. Y'all the apes.
Facts.
Tell you how media is, bro.
They look like Donkey Kong climbing all up on that.
All facts.
What the fuck is this shit? Little white monkeys and whatnot. Little white monkeys and shit, man. What the fuck is this?
Remember you used to get that?
Yeah.
Come down.
Why you get that bonus?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Big Warren, what's your take on reparations? Reparations.
What's my take on reparations?
Reparations.
They might as well go and do that with the coronavirus package.
Man, stimulus. All right. Hey, as long as you down for reparations, cool.
Yeah, of course.
Any
Of
myths?
course.
We covered the myths about DJs, but as a black man, any myths on or stereotypes regarding black men from Chicago that you feel the need to clear up to the world if somebody in the world is watching?
I would say probably stereotypes. I don't know. I would tell y'all this. Just because a brother got braids don't mean that he bad.
Facts.
And that's one of the biggest stereotypes. That's one of the biggest reasons police pull them on. You know, they see
Facts.
them with the braids. You know,
Dreads. Yeah.
dreads, you know.
Yeah.
So that's one of the most stereotypes
Yeah.
that is as far as a black man, period.
Yeah.
Oh, that nigga got dreads, he must be a thug.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would say that's one of the biggest stereotypes. They need to
Okay.
get rid of.
What would you like to see the foundational black Americans, that's descendants of slavery in this country? What do you think the first step you would like for us to do as a unit to prosper? These are our platform questions, so we're going to start asking everybody these. So go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I would say you gotta learn how to stick together. You know what I'm saying? And support each other.
Man.
One thing I want to tell these little brothers out here, when y'all running around with these guns, y'all feeding into the system. Not the fact that you got a gun, because you ain't get the gun the right fucking way. And once you get caught with that gun, you can't get another one. That's why they disarming you.
Yeah.
You know, chill out. Do it right. Little white
Yeah.
kids get gun license and all that shit all the time. You can get the motherfuckers legal. But once
Yeah.
you get that felon, now you can't get a gun card, you can't get registered, because they know that's what we doing. So if you want to be armed, and the way shit going now,
Second Amendment, it's your
you
right.
never know.
It's
You
your right.
never know.
Yeah.
You're going to need it.
It's your right.
But at this point, don't let them at 16, you 16, 17, so at 18 you can't get a gun because you already got 2 gun charges. So now you automatically erased from that.
Facts.
Anytime you got one, it's illegal.
And you probably can't vote depending on what state you're in at that
Right.
point. Man, you
Exactly.
stripped.
So,
Stripped.
You know, just be smart out there, you know, and, you know, support each other. You know, right now with all this COVID, and you don't know what's on these white people mind with this KKK and all this shit, motherfuckers need to come together and be alert. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm
Facts.
saying.
Okay.
Ain't no
All right.
time to be out here carjacking, robbing each other, they shit, expressway shootings. Like I think I heard them say earlier, motherfuckers act like they scared of the white man.
Man.
They act like they
But
say they
but
ain't,
but they get
actually
tough.
show they is.
But they so tough in my face, man.
Right. But
They
you
so
know, they
tough
try
in
to
my
say
face
they ain't,
over-
but they actually show they is. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, pillaging your own community.
Yeah.
hurting your own people.
Ridiculous.
You know, a lot of this shooting ain't got nothing to do with no money, nothing, just because, oh, you over here by my block. Come on, man. It's too much shit going on right now for motherfuckers not to open their eyes.
Man.
Because one thing, if it did jump off, the thing about that, you have white people on your side, but you don't know what white people to trust because they all white.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we all black, so we know who all to trust.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like say, be like, oh, I'm down with the cause, but how do I know? Because y'all all white. You could be a spy from the other side.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know you
That's
said
just
we need
real.
to support each other. So how do you feel about buying black, recycling money?
I'll buy black if it's good. If it's worth buying black, long as it's a good property. I ain't never, you know, like that. I'll buy black. Then I'll even go to the stores and buy black. But you motherfuckers got to know not to be charging me $3 for a goddamn gallon of milk.
So you said
know
as
what I'm
long
saying?
you said as long as you're
You
not
know,
overcharged.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times, you know, you go to the neighborhood stores
Uh-huh.
or whatever. Even with the black ones, you know, they overcharging for everything.
Right. Right.
Overcharging like $2-3 over. not
Right.
a dollar over. Now, okay, not 50 cent more because you know I'm a smaller store. I ain't like Walmart, so it's gonna cost you 50 cent more.
Right.
But you know some of this shit is ridiculous. $2 for a loaf of bread.
Hey,
$1.79 for a roll of toilet paper.
hey, bro,
Come on.
bro. Well, I kind of know where you're coming from. You know, somebody decided to steal my catalytic converter off one of our cars, right?
Oh,
And
really?
that was a $2,900 job, bro. And so the insurance covered it. And so I took it to a brother, a black repair company. Now, I wasn't looking for him to, commit any fraud, of course. We're not going to say that on live TV, right?
No.
Nor was I looking for him to, I was just, man, penny for penny, bro. Boy, he was a penny for penny type of cat. Yeah, he ain't cut me no slack. And I do feel like if I went to the local white boy, the mechanic,
right,
he'd be like, hey, look, since blah, blah, blah,
right,
don't worry about this. And and they don't be doing that. And
they don't be doing it right.
I got a problem with that. And then if I talk to them about it, they look at me like I'm suggesting that they give me a break that I'm not trying to get from other people. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're black and you should know I demand this break from everybody. Yeah. So, but I say this, big bro, if you're gonna get screwed by somebody black though. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. As long as they know what they're doing.
Yeah, because if you're going to get screwed, at least get screwed by somebody black, because maybe that money will come back in your community and they'll show up at one of your parties with money and then you could screw them at the door, with the tab. So by black. Who are or were your mentors, DJing or any other way? And are you currently mentoring anyone?
I'd say my mentors as far as DJing, like I say, the three Farley, Ron, and Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that's been my mentors in music. Then my grandmother, Gran.
Man, big ups.
She taught us how to count music. Taught me how to count music when we was young.
And you was listening. Yeah, you was listening. She taught me too. Go ahead, bro.
But I was listening more than I thought it was because the way it kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Doing my mixing by bars.
Mm-hmm.
I can bring a record in at one point from another, as long as I match the bars.
Mm.
They could be singing the vocal with me bringing in the intro, and I can bring it in. Boom. Because you mixing in bars. So she kind of taught us how to mix them,
And he's talking about he's talking about Dr. Anna Crockett Ford, but go ahead, bro.
Right.
And this is her band here in the background.
That had a lot to do with it, musically influenced. Then I played the drums a little bit. So almost keeping the beat is almost like playing the drums. So it's almost the same thing in DJing.
Big Warren, you never got in the choir at the church?
No,
never did none of that?
I wasn't into the singing.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't into the singing.
I hear you. See, that's her music right there. So since you brought her up, and rest in peace, Gran. You're resting down. All right, so we're almost finished, bro. We getting through the foundation questions, and then we got a game and a quick hits. And you covered that. What can black men do to protect our women specifically from being murdered, kidnapped, and sex trafficked at extremely high figures that doesn't get talked about at all in the media?
Well, I really don't. I haven't. The thing is,
you've got a daughter, you've got a wife.
That comes down to Black Lives Don't Matter, and we got to start making it make Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let up when the sisters disappear or when somebody gone and something happened. Don't make it a 3-day thing and then everybody back to doing what they do. Best thing you gotta do is keep the pressure on.
So you're saying like the way white people, when a white girl's missing, they all care, right? And you're saying we got to be.
And it keeps going, and it keeps going, right?
Yeah.
Till something gives.
They get out and look for them. They get out and look for them. Yeah.
Right.
So we got to be the same way.
We got to be able to do the same. Ain't nobody gonna care about us more than ourselves. And that's what we got to learn.
Bro, you're the first person we asked that question to, and I appreciate that answer. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You were saying? I mean, cut that out. Man, that's a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I say, ain't nobody, you can't take care of yourself like your own. And so that's where you got to be more aware. And like I said, it's just about having love. You know, just ain't no love in the world. Everybody mad, everybody angry. You know, and so you know everybody about self and like I say angry. Like say somebody disappear. Oh well, it wasn't my child. It ain't my problem.
Yep.
Until it happened to them.
Yeah.
Then you wonder where the world at coming to your rescue.
Man. He's right.
You
We
know?
like sheep, like wildebeest,
Right.
bro. We don't care until the lion come bite us in the butt.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Not everybody supposed to care.
Yeah.
Supposed to matter. Right.
Wow. Okay. Well, bro, we're into the quick hits, and then we'll do a quick game, and then we can wrap it up. And I appreciate you doing this. So our quick hits are just pretty much yes and no's or true falses. So let's run through them. Have you ever seen a UFO?
No.
Have you ever seen an alien?
No.
Have you ever seen anything that you would characterize as supernatural?
You know what? Honestly, I haven't.
Have not.
I really can't.
Okay.
Not with my own personal eyes, no.
All right.
I mean, you see stuff on TV and stuff, but
Facts.
with my own personal eyes,
Hasn't
no.
happened to you. Okay. Right. Did man walk on the moon during Apollo missions?
I'm going to say yeah, because it's just too hard to cover up.
So you say yes.
It's just too hard. Yeah, I say yes. It's just too hard to cover up.
There's
a lot of bases got to be covered.
Is there a God?
Is there a God? Yes. I strongly believe there is a God. We come from something.
Recommend your favorite Black-owned restaurant. It could be in Chicago or it could be any place.
I would say probably Gloria's over on Stony Island.
Okay. And then lastly, at the quick hits, can you recommend a book to the Self-Love Nation?
I haven't read a book in a while. But I could, but a good book that always stuck with me is You Can Have It All. I can't remember who the author was.
You said it's called You Can Have It All?
Yeah, it was something we got from Mom a long time ago. She had me read it. And that book kind of stuck with me.
Go ahead, bro. I was talking
I can't remember who the author was. But, you know, it had a lot of stuff in there as far as confidence and, you know, making stuff work and just having a positive mental attitude. And, you know, like I say, you know, don't give up. One door closed, another one open. If you look at a lot of motherfucking people from Tyler Perry on down the line, it didn't happen overnight. You know, nobody just stepped into stardom overnight and be like, oh, I'm here. There's some trials and tribulations that go along with it.
Bro,
but that's what makes it worth it.
Most millionaires and the greatest people, they didn't hit it until they were like 50. And see, America has a way of thinking everybody's supposed to hit it when they're 20, 30.
Right. It don't happen that way.
No,
like you're born into money.
Yeah.
Now that you're born into it, it don't happen that way, you know.
It happens for a few, but that's like hitting a lotto,
Right, exactly.
And then when you look back on it, Big Warren, some of those that it happened for, the few I'm talking about, they were already plugged. You come to find out Gates' dad was plugged and rich and a big banker.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So it goes back to what you said. They had that old money behind them already, and they were just a show person. It's like, Tory, we're going to put you up in front and have you take over the hip hop community. And then we prop Tory out with money, and he's out in front controlling the narrative. Right. And he's the genius behind house music, and now he's the genius behind hip hop. Big bro, anything that we didn't cover, whether house or anything DJing that you would have wanted to discuss or you would like to mention?
No, shoot. I think we covered everything in a 2-hour span.
Man, I think we did a good job.
I think we covered, we did. We covered a lot. I think, and like I say, this is from my perspective, from what I saw. You know, I'm not stories from nobody else or anything. I'm just saying it's me growing up and somebody who went to the warehouse and the music box on a consistent basis over years, you know.
Facts.
This is my story of what I saw. What I saw as far as DJs. You know, I was blessed to be able to, like I say, be around certain DJs, you know, Farley and Andre Hatchett, just because where we live, you know. And then we all had in common that we played basketball. You know, so we used to go up to race school, play basketball, you know, Farley, all it. And that's how, you know, you kind of connect with people too. But
that's what I be saying, Big Warren, and all them people used to look at me from Benji to Farley when I used to see these guys in life. Because remember, I was a little squirt. And they'd be talking to me, and like they knew me, and I'm like, I don't remember these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah. That's
yeah,
crazy.
So, you know, it's crazy. So that's just, you know, my story as far as I know. And like I said, everything I was telling is like facts, you know, of what I saw, you know, of how it was to me, you know. Like I say, you don't have to be, you know, a lot of people feel for you to know what happened in house music and the house era that you have to be some type of DJ producer. No, all you have to do is be a person that continuously went to the parties that was there.
Yeah.
That was there. And then you give your story of what you saw while you were there, you know. But you're getting true stories from facts from people who were there, from their perspective. You got a lot of people who wasn't there giving perspectives about this and giving stories about that. But how you know you wasn't even there?
You weren't
Give us
there.
your stories, what you know, what you witnessed, what you grew upon. If you wasn't there when you was younger, then all you can go by is what you heard.
And you know, Big Warren, that's what we're all about on our show. Lessons, not lectures. So we mainly like these stories, and everybody we bring them on because they've walked a certain thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so, yeah, like if we wanted to talk to a DJ teacher or a DJ instructor, then we would have had a DJ instructor on here. You know, and so that's why we want to chronologue this history from all the house people from Chicago while we're still around, you know, to get these firsthand stories, because eventually it's going to be, well, my father told me, and, you know, my grandfather used to tell me.
But at least you want them to know the right stories, you know what I'm saying?
From the horse's
Get
mouth.
it from somebody who was there.
Facts.
From the horse's mouth. If you got any questions about get it from somebody who was there.
Facts.
You know, get firsthand information. That's all I'm saying. Get their perspective, you know, as far as firsthand information.
On a format that it can go on into perpetuity.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, Big Warren, I don't know if you're familiar with the game. He fancies himself some sort of a rapper. Are you familiar with the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, he fancies himself some sort of
Yeah.
So one of the things the game is known for, he drops a lot of names in his songs. He'll be like, well, Dr. King did this, and Rosa Parks and Biggie Smalls did that. You know, he's a name dropper. And I've always said, and big ups to the game, that his name should have been The Name, right? Instead of The Game. Right? Doesn't that make sense? He just missed it. You know, the universe was talking to him. But anyway, so we've constructed a game. It's called The Game, Name Game, Big Warren. And how the game works is all of these all of these people we're going to give you clues. All of these folks are from Chicago. If they're not from Chicago, we'll give you a free clue. Now, you get a free guess every time you guess, right? So each clue, we're going to give you a clue. And then if you know it, just guess it. You're not going to lose any points for a wrong guess because you're not playing against anybody. You're playing against yourself. So the fewer guess it takes you to get the right answer, the more points you get. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go. Hey, Self, make sure we're still rolling on YouTube, too, because the game probably will get us banned. In fact, let me just cut this down. Here we go.
As far as I'm seeing, we're rolling.
We were good, huh? Yeah, sometimes it gets you later. All right, so Big Warren, here we go. All right, let me mix these up. Yeah, I love this game. All right. This gentleman was born in Jackson, Mississippi, before moving to Chicago. This gentleman founded the Growth and Development Movement in Chicago. Guess clue number 3. This gentleman was said to, quote, curb, end quote, Illinois State Prison inmate on inmate sexual assaults?
What the hell? I have no idea so far.
This gentleman is serving life in ADX Florence prison. Final guess? Final clue. This gentleman wrote the, quote, blueprint. It's an anti-gang violence manifesto. Growth and development. Growth and development. All right. Well, that's it.
What is it, Larry Hoover?
Yeah, it is. We're going with Larry Hoover. That's right. We're going with
got it right. Larry Hoover. Okay. You said growth and development. Hold on.
He came through at the last minute. All right, here we go, Big Warren. Here we go. Great job. This Chicago. Wait a minute. Okay. This one was born. Okay, he's a known Chicagoan. All right, but wasn't born in Chicago. His middle name is Warren, and he's a known DJ.
Frankie Knuckles.
Ding, 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 and that was Francis Nichols Jr. Bro, I never knew y'all shared names. Yeah, I never knew that. Ding, ding, ding.
I know that.
Look at that.
Already.
Look at that, Self. You learn something every day, huh?
Yeah. If you're lucky, or
Yes.
actually, if you're paying attention.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Next clue. Next one. This gentleman is not from Chicago, but well-known Chicagoan. Well-known. He is a horrible tipper. Tipper, and he even stiffed your big sister. Yes.
No tipping pippin, right?
No tipping pippin.
You already know.
This gentleman died from a massive heart attack. Some thought it was
Harold Washington.
He was assassinated. Ding, 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 ding. We got Harold Washington. Yeah. All right, I was starting to question your Chicago lenity. Let's keep it moving. Rucksack Records. Godfather of house music.
Farley, Jack Master Funk.
The Music Box.
Ron Hardy.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, he was with Rucksack Record. I had never heard of it, so I was just
right.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if that's something you remembered seeing. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. This woman was the first original woman to reside in the White House. When they go low, we go high.
Michelle Obama.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I know they threw you off because I'm sure there were some black servants who lived in the house, but you know what we mean, who live there. You know what I mean? All right. Now, here we go. This gentleman was said to have kept crack off the south side of Chicago for many years. This gentleman was said to have kept the south side of Chicago from burning to the ground during the 1968 MLK riots.
Oh, Jesse Jackson.
I'll give you a clue. They actually worked together with a project. He did work with Jesse with something for mention. Okay, this gentleman was the founder of the El Rukins.
Oh, Jeff Fort.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, him and Jesse was working with that, whatever they got that funding from the federal government, remember, to educate and all that. And then they said Jeff stole the money. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, Warren. You like this. What's that, Self? What'd you say?
It was a fraudulent. It was some thousands of dollars out of a million. That was unaccounted for. Really?
Yes.
Real
this
talk.
Man is running. This
Real
man was
talk.
allegedly the top of a hundreds of millions of dollar enterprise, and they said he stole pennies. In relatively speaking, Relatively speaking, that's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's like saying Jay-Z. It's like saying Jay-Z
for $1 million.
It's like it was less than $4 million. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars, bro. They said he stole like $100,000 or $200,000 or something like that, man. It was it was less than $1 million. It was not $4 million.
No, I'm saying out of $1 million, it was negligible amount.
Yes,
money. It was not like
real
talk.
It'd be like saying, Jay-Z stole $100,000 from DNA Music. You know what I mean? That's what it would be like saying. I'm not saying Jay-Z wouldn't do it, but if he is part of the company and he's got all this money, he's like, why would I risk everything for $100,000? But that's white people. All right, here we go, Big Warren. You might like this one. Nah, I can't say that because I said it earlier. All right, here we go. This gentleman was said to have introduced Ronnie Hardy to the, quote, recording studio side in 1986. And they recorded, quote, end quote, Donnie.
Oh.
The first
Frankie
and
Knuckles? No, it's not Frankie Knuckles.
this gentleman was the first and only artist to be played in regular rotation and still he was the first and only artist to be played in regular rotation on WBMX, WGCI, and B96. That's your second clue.
Oh, damn.
When I give you the third one, you're going to be real mad at yourself. When I give you the third
Steve
one.
Hurley.
Here comes the third one. Here comes the third one. Quote, time to jack, end quote.
Chippy.
Yeah. So it was a lot of history that I didn't know, Big Warren. Chippy was like the way Self was asking you to get into record to do producing. Chip E was the one that got Ronnie. He was like, man, Ronnie, you need to be on the producing side and making music. It was Chip E who got him there, bro.
Okay.
And I didn't know that. Yeah. So there's some knowledge for people. Here we go. Ralphie Rosario. Mickey Mixon Oliver.
Hot Mix 5.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, Warren. We got 5 more, Warren. All right. Chicago Simeon.
Ben Wilson.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, here we go. Okay, it's a good one. Here we go. Oh, okay. Marvin Burns. Mm-hmm.
Got another clue.
I thought he would know that. Quote, I called you, but you weren't there. End quote.
Lou Lewis.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, bro, his real name is, his government name is Marvin Burns. I had never heard that before.
I know.
That's a government. How's your name Marvin Burns and they call you Lil Lewis? That was
Lil
brilliant.
Lewis,
right? Yeah, that's brilliant. All right, here we go. This gentleman is a 4-time Grammy nominee.
Steve Silk Hurley.
Ding, 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 ding. I was about to say, Warren, you probably didn't remember, but when I did my research, I was like, yeah, Saturday Night Live, Ain't No Jive, the DJ dance party. They said that's where he went to a more international and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had forgot all about that.
What's that? Right.
All right, here we go, Warren. All right. Notorious Chicago gangster. Bootlegging booze.
Al Capone.
We got we'd have taken Scarface. We got ding, ding, ding. Alphonse. Ding, 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 ding. All right, we're down to the last 3, Big Warren. We're down to the last 3. He got them all. One of them he got at the buzzer. I forgot which one it was. He struggled. Oh, Larry Hoover. Yeah, he struggled with Hoover.
Right. No,
yeah.
It was one. It was. Wait a minute.
I think he got all the rest. Yeah, it was Hoove. He got at the buzzer. It was Hoove.
Right.
Yeah, because the growth and development. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Right.
Here we go. This gentleman. Let me give you a go. Yeah. All right. This gentleman once spent at the warehouse. This gentleman was also a co-resident DJ at the Pleasure Dome along with Ferris Thomas. This gentleman mentored Keith Fobbs.
Andre Hatchett.
Ding, 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 ding. Bro, he's like he was rated the most unknown DJ outside of you. Yeah, from Chicago. Yeah.
Man, I was around him his parties a whole lot. It was like,
man, he was cold, boy. I had some of them tapes. All right, Big Warren, this is your last one. Go ahead, Self. What were you saying?
extra special is all I'm saying.
Hats off. All right, here's the last one, Big Warren. This gentleman is not from Chicago. That's your free clue. This gentleman is not from Chicago. G Unit.
You said G Unit. That's from Chicago.
He's from He's from Bompton. Some call it Compton. He would say Bompton.
The Game.
The Game.
The Game name game.
The Game name
game.
game.
The Game name game.
That's it.
What we doing.
And big ups to the Game because we love the way he moves, man. He's a silverback guy. Yeah. Hey, but Big Warren, you got any big ups or shout outs, as we say?
Just shout outs to the family. That's about it. Everybody stay well.
Man.
Take care of yourself. You know, hey, live life. That's about it.
Man. Hey, and again, I appreciate you, stepping to the plate on this house series. Also, hit that proverbial family war drum, Big Warren. Let's get Dirty Red on the Hurley side of it. You know what I'm saying? And we just keep this going, man, because we're all about more growth and development at this point, big brother.
Right. I hear you.
And then for y'all, I'm about to put up his info behind me. I really suggest y'all check him out if you want somebody, historical person with a bunch of house knowledge and skills to come by and do your private party or your private event. I would say this is definitely the way to go.
Professional.
All right, I'm out. I got like about 7%, 5% left on my phone.
Much love, man.
All right. Much love. Thanks for having me, bro.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay. Peace out.
Much love, big brother. What was you saying, Self Love?
I said professional, on time,
man,
and set up quick, and make sure that everything is the way it needs to be. And I can't say greater than Big DJ Big Three. He rocked the place. He came there. He saw. He said, "Oh, set up here, bam, got it together." And professional, and man, rock the crowd, and that's what he was talking about, reading the crowd and everything. Yeah,
facts. And once again, bro, I mean, this house series is perplexing. I've been really educated though. I'm becoming an expert almost.
Yeah, because man, this information is being new information is being revealed every time.
And Self, you remember we were there though. We were there. Like you were smart. You were there, and you were watching Saint and your brother and absorbing stuff. Yeah, we were there. We just weren't there.
Yeah, it wasn't the full interest, but because I was there absorbing the whole scene.
I know you was. That's all you do is absorb. This guy sits around and absorbs information. That's all he does. Yeah. He absorbs information. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like an information sponge over there.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah. Hey,
I still got the encyclopedias over there on the shelf that I read as a young child. You know what I mean? I don't even know why but yes, I do. Hold on. My mom was like, here's the information. This is the information
Yeah.
that they have to date or whatever.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I read the encyclopedias.
And one good thing about people paying, like your mom paying for that knowledge, and my mom, you know, they would either pay up front or they literally had a monthly payment on those books.
Yeah.
One thing about it though, Self, when you made that kind of fiscal investment and your kids came around asking you questions, oh, you wanted to put that investment to use, didn't you? So you tell those kids, what? I got those books over there. You go look it up and read it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It motivated the parents to force their kids to research because I pay for all this. You know, that salesman came out here and sold me these
It's
books.
sitting right there. You don't have to go to the library. It's sitting there.
Yep. Yep. And you want to be lazy and come ask me these questions. And it's yep. Yep. And that taught me, it did teach me. Now, sometimes you kind of realize maybe my parents didn't know the answer, you know, and even when they did know, it's right. Go research it yourself and then come to me with any questions you got after that.
Yes, I teach you how to fish instead of handing you fish. I hand you fish as my child until I can teach you how to fish.
Correct.
And then you know you're on your own. Not exactly, but
not exactly,
you know, for the most part.
Yeah. But it's a blessing to be on your own. God bless the child who's on his own.
Period.
Yeah. You know, God bless the child who's on his own. And big ups to the chat, man. You guys were chatty today. The chat rats. We appreciate, all of your support.
It's amazing. It's growing. Y'all are helping the dream and the vision of the Self Love Show go to where it's going. Thank you, man, so much, man. Thank you. We ask and we receive. So that's a lesson in of itself, because that means we need to ask for more. We bring in more, and we bring in us to bring all of us together so we can grow.
Facts.
Love it.
Facts, bro. And we just check this. Hold on, Self. You take off.
Well, we can go into the science of the self. We are all a part of the same being, just as we are comprised of however many cells they say we are all cells of the Creator. As above, so below dictates that it's expansive and grows and goes out and out and out.
Facts. Fractals.
And fractals,
man,
is the and then what really cements it is every time they find something that's lower than the atom. I don't even know where they at right now. Well, nano,
dark matter and all this and that. Yeah.
Beyond matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're looking for the God particle. Yeah.
But it's still all a fractal. It's still the all of it.
That's the thing about it. Because, so what would be the point of anything if you could know everything? Do you realize you would be in hell?
Man.
You would be in hell.
Well, I think that's where they are and how they try to run this place where we at.
Yes, because it's all about discovery. And DJ3 brought up something where we talk about the fractals. He was saying that, you're discovering house music. DJs are discovering what's out there already. See, that's life almost. Are we discovering what's in the universe already? Or is it a little bit, man, that's such a philosophical question. It's been asked for ages.
It's also been explained, like, especially in our situation, there's nothing new under a sun. And by that, in this matrix that we live in, this duality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stuff gets taken to the extreme limit and then forgotten and erased,
Man.
and brought back up, and people assume that they are brought something new, and then find evidence of way back when it was already here. You know what I mean? And then they're giving all types of people respect for things that definitely existed before them.
Yes, credit.
Yeah,
Give them credit.
Call it them. The Pythagoras theorem for one. Like,
and some of those people's up, and you pointed that out to me, because I'll be looking at stuff and they'll be like Copernicus, and I'll be like, he probably stole that from somebody black, and I think it was you. Like, well,
yeah,
he was black. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, that's the thing. Some of those people were black, and they just made them white.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So 1,000 years from now, Michael Jordan can be white.
Yeah, that's what I that was the.
That's what you were saying. Yeah.
Yes. That was
that a lot of those
thing that I expressed to you.
That a lot of those people were black. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Beethoven and.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
People that they supremely praise.
Yes. And yes. And if they weren't black, they were 50% black or had a lot of that more blood in them.
Well, according to them, now that's not, not this is not Tory Wordsmith or the Self Luv Show or Night the Black Terminator.
All disclaimers apply.
If you got one drop of blood, then use up
N-word blood. Well, if that's the case, then their 13% Americans of black theory is hogwash.
Well, you know that it is.
Yeah.
It's divide and conquer all day, every day. That's just the real of it, man. That's why it's separated how it is, and then it's them, pink, white, whatever you want to call them right now. Well, the combination of pink and white, because all right, combination of pink and white.
Well, if they're down, they're white. If you're talking about people who aren't colored, like they don't have melanin and they aren't down, then they're pink.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying the lot of them, as opposed to the rest of the people that's in this country.
Right.
And then they separate us up in. They don't separate them up in. They don't say Italian.
Got you. They quick to stranglehold, pigeonhole us, huh?
Oh, you already know how they do.
The Moors.
They separate us all.
Hey, but bro, proud to announce Wednesday to the nation, we have a silverback who's responsible for me joining a cabal of Kappa Alpha Psi, right? Along with Self Love, of course. We got silverback coming in, EO from the Beta chapter, Ak, and he's gonna talk to us.
Oh man,
yeah, he's gonna give us some candid Southside silverback black talk.
Hey,
he's gonna talk his excrement, right? He's gonna talk his excrement right here on the Self Love Show.
That brother, I've known this brother about 90% of my life. Just real talk.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna sit down with us on TATN.
Yeah. And you remember when you told me about him? I was like, he's got to be related to my boy Todd. Remember? Yeah, and it turned out they were. Yeah. I was like, I went to school with a guy with that name. And I had seen him before though, because you never forget the mole. I remember I told you, but I didn't know him.
Right.
How did you meet him?
his mom and
Because
my
you knew him
dad
before you
was-
got to campus, right?
I knew him like when I was very early on.
Yeah.
Like
Go ahead, bro. His
6,
mom was what?
7. Well, I'm cognizant of
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you know, because other mode, like 6, 7 years old. But it might have been before that. His mother and my father were great friends in school,
Right.
and then they got married separately. You know what I mean? But they were intertwined. My parents.
Are you talking college? Friends in college? When you
yes,
say school,
yes.
high school, college, grade school?
I don't know how
College,
deep it
okay.
goes back. I don't know how,
Wow.
but I know University
I
of
hear you.
Chicago. I don't know how deep it goes back because I think it was deeper than that. Because
So your dad attended U of C?
yes, he attended
Wow.
lab and UFC and had an advanced degree.
So he got his
from there.
degree from U of C, the Maroons.
Yeah, and an advanced degree from there as well.
So he
But he went to
he's-
lab first.
but he's a generation behind Earl B. Dickerson. We got to do a show on Earl B. Dickerson, by the way.
He worked with
But he
him
would
at
be a
the Urban League.
Kids, stop killing each other. You know, this conversation at Self Love and I have, and we're trying to tell you guys that you're all related. You know what I mean? You know, if Self would have pulled his blick out and shot our guest that's coming on, he'd be like, wait a minute, it would have been horrible. You know what I mean? Horrible. And I'm sure it's happened where conceivably Self Love and I have been to college. We're brothers. You know what I mean? And one of our kids somewhere down the road shoots at another one. Horrible. Movie script coming soon. Stop doing this. Hey, yeah. So, hey, yeah, man. Yeah. So looking forward to that, bro. Really looking forward to that. And Self, you got any final words, bro?
Just want to say, please. I know the horse, might appear dead and might be bones and it's all dry. Nah, just being silly. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. It helps the algorithm put us on point. And we need to grow the Self Love Nation. We're almost at levels where I'm going to get regressed on the show.
Facts.
And we got way more goals than that. That's
So
just
we're
the one
34
we're close
subscribers
to.
away from that. Just 34
So,
subscribers.
come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's get us there.
You know what I mean?
Make us figure something out real soon.
All right, let's hit a milestone. Let's hit a milestone. Me and Self, we're going to start a set of a game called the Milestones. Go ahead, bro. Yeah.
It is. It's just of the utmost importance.
Yeah.
And
So-
this said point also is said to be a level where we can really take off from. So man, let's get there, please. Y'all know
More
like-minded
facts.
people. Y'all know like-minded people. Y'all know like-minded people.
Man.
Even if they don't sit in on the live, hey, say, hey, this was a great show. Let's spread this.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to feel pressure to be at every live and every show, but we're building a nation.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And not off the live show.
Right.
But from the aggregation of the knowledge of the silverback, more growth and development.
Facts. And we're proving how we're all overlapped. How I was able to say,
Yes.
I went to school with Ivan Eberhard, Chippies, and then my brother was cool with his big brother. You start realizing, and then what are we doing killing each other?
Man.
It's ignorant.
It's learned behavior. And it goes way back to before the slavery.
It's funny, man. My mom was just telling me that, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
because that and your mom knows because we are that. We are those people.
Mhm.
And we were already here.
That's just
And
what she was saying, bro.
I know.
They learned it
We
from
were
us.
already here.
We tend to think we learned it from them, but they learned it from us.
How did they not learn everything from us?
Wow.
Real talk. Like, if
it's a tough revelation. It's a tough revelation, though. Just like the one I had when I figured out we were the ones who killed Christ over Barabbas. But go ahead, bro. It's a tough revelation. It's a tough pill to swallow.
It's really not.
I mean, it's the truth, but you know,
it's the understanding that there was nobody here before us. So everything after that was birthed
from the original
us.
mom, from Eve.
And well, some say that that's not even factual.
That it was one seed. You're saying that it could have been two Eves.
Hold on, there was a Lilith or something that is in play or has been theorized to be in play. I don't want to say in play because I wasn't there or whatever, but there's
there's something.
Yeah, and when I heard about that and looked into it, I'm like, man, there's writings about it, like it's older than the Bible. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, though, man, my big brother, he's quiet like you. He's not a big talker, but it's funny when you get people talking about what they're passionate. Right?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I've never, all our experience together and all that. I've never heard him talk that much. Ever.
Say so many words. No.
He was like, man, you was trying to cut him off, trying to slow him down.
hey, I'm thinking. I don't think I've ever heard him, put so many words together. You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's usually, kind of jazzy-ish. You know what I mean? Keeps it all that bottled up in there. I don't want to say bottled up, but yeah, keeps all that information in there, and you got
it. He was the first one that said that they probably walked on the moon.
He was the only one to say that, and I like the way you say first one. But his theory was, his rationale was, it's too hard to cover that up.
Yeah, I got that rationale, but that's that rationale.
He was. That was interesting. Yep, but that's fair. That's what self-love. We're not about ramming our ideologies down people's throats.
No, and he looked at it right then, and that was just a real honest.
Yes,
that was honest.
Because it wasn't easy for him to come to that conclusion.
No, it was
his rationale was it would just be too hard to cover it up.
Very honest answer, man. Like that was
wow.
And he always
and he got through the foundation questions. How'd you like those new foundation questions?
Yeah. I want to stand up, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. We're gonna start holding everybody who comes on here to our foundation questions. That way we can know, just where everybody stands. It's not a gavel or judgment.
They get the silverback.
Well, yeah, that part, and then yes, because everybody is part of the nation, right?
Yeah.
And we just have to know, like, everybody can't be a point guard, and that's the problem. They'll look at somebody and they'll say, "Oh, he's short and he can dribble. He should be the point guard." I used to tell Tori. Tori used to look at Tori. It's like, man, Self, you were a dog at point. Don't get me wrong, but you're a scorer. I'm like, Self, you were a 2 all day. I'm like, let's put you in a position. All you needed to get. Boy, you saw the game opened up for you. You was popping off that wing and just to do what you want.
I knew it the whole time. It was just that nobody.
You were never in that situation. Yeah.
Right. They wouldn't do.
Well, in grade school, you were. Coach told me you were popping out. Yeah. Well, you were doing everything. Yeah, you were Benji Wilson.
Yeah.
These kids would say LeBron. They act like Magic Johnson and Benji and Derrick Coleman and these people didn't exist before LeBron.
Right.
The tall guys who can pass, shoot, and dribble. They act like they weren't around.
And I wasn't that tall, but I could, Yeah,
You're athletic. Athletic for your
score.
size. Well, athletic, period. You know what I mean? I mean, you were damn near dunking at 5'7".
Yeah.
Remember, at your peak, you can get it off alley-oop or somebody, you remember? Yeah. You were getting there, but then the injuries happened and setbacks. Setbacks.
I got the 5'10" when I was in college, but you know, I didn't grow, you know. And that's was no excuse. There was, you know.
What do you mean? What do you mean you got to 5'10"? You're 5'10" now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you grew 3 inches. Look at that. Yeah, my wife's been telling me I'm growing since
yeah, man.
Yeah.
By the time I got to college, I was never no 5'7".
Well, hell, if you're 5'10", I'm 6'2".
You're 6 feet.
Yeah, that's why he's been telling me I'm getting taller. I'm like, wow. Yeah, I'm getting taller, bro. That's what she's been telling me, man. So, but yeah, they're gonna start playing us off here any moment. Yeah, we're closing out with Small Axe. It's by the Wailers.
I hope we don't fair use. Fair
yes.
use. Hope you don't get hit for this.
Yeah, please monitor it. Make sure they don't get it. Oh, yeah, you're right, because they don't like this song. I remember I tried to use this in a video. But they might let us get away with it. They'll tag us at the end. As long as it's still playing, we can close it out. And then they may make me chop it off at the end. They will make me chop it at the end. Because they do not like this song being shared. It's on the shadow ban. This song here, people, is about chopping down the big tree of white supremacy. It's a big metaphor. Maybe I shouldn't tell all you guys that. Small ups to the spooks, right, Self?
No ups to the spooks today.
Self, you haven't been giving any ups to the spooks lately.
Yeah, man, because they've been spooking, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, they've been all up inside the computers, and yeah, you're right. They've been up to their little shenanigans. And we're still on shadow ban, too, but it's all right, spooks. Y'all making us better. We're going to have our own stuff. We won't need you.
Man, and it's coming sooner than later. Hold on. My bad.
No, go ahead,
Big ups to the spooks for the motivation, because,
Thanks.
man, it's going to be when we can not be on your platforms.
Man.
Oh.
Man. Well, we'll be on it, but not exclusively on your platform. You spooks.
Right. We won't need your platform. We will, and, you know.
Yeah. We won't need anything from you, spooks, except for you to leave us alone.
Man.
That's all.
Let us do what we do.
That's it. And the quicker we get a reparations check, the quicker y'all won't have to worry about nothing. Like y'all think we're threats to the government. You think we're threats if y'all broke those reparation checks out? Right, so?
Man.
I mean, seriously, if you want to say that we're a threat, break the checks out. Imagine what you think. What do you think the Black Panthers would have done, Self, and the Black Ancient Disciples and the Moles if they would have just thrown out reparations checks? What do you think would have happened? I mean, just give me a thought.
Well, back then there would have been a revolution.
They would about guns and stuff.
Well, they would have had the fortitude along with the imagination to take over the government through the legal process.
Now, you're not helping my reparations argument here. So you don't think that
I said back then.
You don't think that
right
the
now,
money would have softened them and not softened them, but said, "Hey,
right now, hold on. I want to be completely clear. I was talking about back then.
Yeah.
Now, it would be a thing of beauty. The economy would be booming. It would expand beyond y'all belief. Y'all, you know.
I think Black Lives Matter couldn't exist,
man.
If they broke those checks out. No.
If they broke the checks out.
I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Right. You kick us the reparations, you ain't gonna have people out there burning stuff down. I'm telling y'all, America.
None of that.
Nah. Just leave us alone. Cut that check and leave us alone. But yeah, they're playing us off, so.
Cut the crap and then cut the check.
Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
Greed plus ego served over some fear. That's your slave theory.
Yeah. Charity plus humility times love. Freedom, y'all.
Yeah, that was your freedom theory. Do not answer